down to their final strike and final out, but a base hit was tied in the bottom of the ninth. The 3-2 pitch swung on and missed. Chen strikes out Gator, and the Sidewinders have won 4-3 in New Orleans. Pressing Price at the center and deep. Back towards the 400-foot sign. Ellison is through the wall. It is gone! Off the top of the hitter's eye. Wesson couldn't pick a better time for his second AAA homer. The man they want at the plate is Overbay. He cranks out to right center field. Back towards the third. This ball is off the fence. Scoring is brilliant. Here comes Murphy. He'll score standing, and the Sidewinders have a walk-off winner. Overbay, 4 for 4. And welcome to Tucson Electric Park for Sidewinders baseball. Tonight, Tucson and the Salt Lake Stingers meeting Game 2 of this 4-game series. Hello, everyone. With Ryan Rackey, I'm Brett Olden. Glad to have you along with us. Last night, Tucson and the Stingers were tied at 2 into the late innings. Finally, the Stingers got a run in the 13th and won the game. So Tucson is 24-30, 13 games back in the South. 3.5 back over in the north. Steve Green is 4-2. Will get the start today for Salt Lake. He'll be opposed to Raggio making his Sidewinders debut. When the Not in Zondeck show continues, Ryan and I are going to talk about the day in baseball, including Clemens' bid for number 300 and all the craziness going on with the Diamondbacks. We'll do that after this on AM 990 KTKT.
Attention all companies. Have you considered a Sidewinders baseball game for hospitality to entertain your clients, to increase sales, and to build customer loyalty? Why not an evening which combines a business meeting with your associates and parlay that into a baseball game? Imagine getting up to 125 of your best clients together in one place for a great evening of business and baseball. Oh, did we mention the excitement of Sidewinders baseball? Call the group department and ask us about luxury suites and corporate meeting possibilities at 21. That's 434-1021. Call today. Attention all companies. Have you considered a Sidewinders baseball game for hospitality to entertain your clients, to increase sales, and to build customer loyalty? Why not an evening which combines a business meeting with your associates and parlay that into a baseball game? 125 of your best clients together in one place for a great evening of business and baseball. Oh, did we mention the excitement of Sidewinders baseball? Call the group department and ask us about luxury suites and corporate meeting possibilities at 434-1021. That's 434-1021. Call today.
Back, the only person that gives you straight advice on how to clean everything under the sun. Every weekday from 9 to 10 a.m., it's Cleaning with Doug Depew, featuring practical cleaning advice with a truly unique blend of humor. No matter how tough the problem, Doug will help you make it like new. So make Cleaning with Doug Depew a part of your weekdays, 9 to 10 a.m., here on 990 KTKT, your information station.
Welcome back to Tucson Electric Park. Today, the Arizona Diamondbacks got a win in San Diego 10-4, and Ryan, it was much more than the debut of Shea Hillenbrand for Arizona. It was also the big league debut of Edgar Gonzalez, 20 years old, got the win today. Gave up quite a few hits, but he showed the poise, got the win, and actually got his first major league hit as well.
Well, he was really outstanding, excuse me, especially early on in that game. You know, he let the leadoff man get on. Gary Matthews Jr. singled off him in the first inning. He induced a double play ball before giving up a solo home run. Second inning, had the leadoff man get on, came back, induced another double play ball. So he flirted with disaster at times, but he ended up getting the win in a pretty strong performance for the Diamondbacks today. And I know that's what they were looking for when they brought Edgar up. They saw the numbers he had put up here in Tucson, especially over his last couple of starts. They wanted to get a quality outing out of him today, and they certainly did.
The big news, though, Matt Williams, 7,000 yesterday, double drove in a run. It would be his last at bat with Arizona. He was designated for assignment today. We debated the move that Arizona was going to make, and they finally let us know today. And I don't know if it's a big surprise, but certainly eating will be the remainder of a $10 million contract.
Well, I'm shocked, and for that reason, I really did not think that the Diamondbacks would release a guy making that much money, because so often it comes from the owner who says, listen, I'm paying this guy this much money. You're going to have him out there. I don't care, how you use him, but you're going to use him. Jerry Colangelo obviously talked with his baseball people and decided that this was the best move to make. And, Matt Williams has had a tremendous career in the major leagues, but let's face it, Matty today is not the Matty of 5 years ago, the Matty of 10 years ago. It was a move I think the Diamondbacks had to make. They bring in Shea Hillenbrand to play third base. He's going to get the lion's share of the playing time over there. You still have Lyle Overbay at first base. People had talked about maybe moving Williams over to that side of the diamond, but you want Overbay to get playing time. You also have a veteran in Mark Grace over there. So I think it's the move they absolutely had to make. And we've talked about it with a couple of guys. Greg Swindell was the last one, but Matt Williams has had an outstanding big league career. He's moving on to whatever will come next for him. Maybe retirement is next for Matt Williams, but he'll be a guy that will be able to look back and say he gave it everything he had and had a nice career.
Arizona also made a few more moves. Tucson was back when Gonzalez and Hillenbrand joined the Arizona Diamondbacks today. Instead, both Kopelov and Manti were placed on the DL. So Valverde, who pitched last night, got the call late last night, left early this morning. He got into the ninth inning. He struck out 3 batters. He worked out of a bases loaded jam. He gave up a home run. We talked to him yesterday on the pregame show about what it would be like for him and his family if he ever got the call to the majors.
He said everybody would be real happy. His wife, his mom, his father. It's just a good note. It's something good to hear all the time. So he said they'll be real happy about it.
Well, they were real happy. And in fact, a couple of hours after we did that interview, he's in the major league.
Yeah, he got a call very early this morning that said, get on a plane to San Diego. You're coming up with Manti and Kopelov going down. And I think the Diamondbacks saw the best and the worst of Jose Valverde today. You mentioned he went in, got the strikeouts, was throwing very hard, touched the gun a couple of times to 97 miles an hour, but he was also all over the place. Balls were going everywhere, including his first pitch that went all the way to the backstop. He gave up a home run, but, you know, I think that's probably what you'd expect from a guy like Valverde. Pretty emotional guy out on the mound. He comes into his first big league game. You know he was fired up. You know he wanted to come in just throwing 100 miles an hour and knock everybody out, but, you know, that's what happens. And he came in, he got the job done. He gave up the home run, but he settled down, ended the game, and I think the Diamondbacks made a good move. It worked out perfectly for them. They had a huge lead, could bring him in and not really worry about him blowing the lead, let him get his feet wet, and you'd expect him to probably be even better the next time out.
Speaking about another fireball pitcher today, Roger Clemens went back to the mound for his 300th career win. It did not work out. The Yankees took 17 innings to beat the Tigers, 10-9 today. Maybe frustrating for Clemens. He could not get the win. 6 innings, 6 runs, 4 earned runs. Now he'll have to wait maybe next week at Wrigley Field.
Could be against Kerry Wood, which would be a great matchup. Bullpen just blew it for Roger today. That game ended up going on forever until Alfonso Soriano hit a home run in the top of the 17th inning that helped the Yankees to the win. But, you know, that could set it up for all that more drama. Clemens, Wood, Wrigley Field. A great one.
Well, I wish I could be in Wrigley Field for that one on Saturday. The Yankees coming to Wrigley Field, a chance for number 300. A couple of Texans, young and old, Clemens and Wood on Saturday. Tonight, it'll be Brady Rangio making his Sidewinders debut against Steve Green, who's 4-2 for the Stingers. Game 2 of this 4-game series. Good crowd here on another beautiful night at the ballpark. It'll be Tucson's 55th game of the year, and the Sidewinders need a win. When we come back, Ryan will have the starting lineups on AM 990 KTKT.
Hi, I'm Tina Naughton with news about Naughton's new comfort system, a revolution in Southwest cooling. Naughton's comfort system is an all-in-one climate control unit that combines evaporative cooling with air conditioning. All you have to do is set your comfort level, and the unit will automatically operate in the best and most economical conditions. This summer, stay cool with Naughton's comfort system, available exclusively at Naughton's. Remember, nobody's cooler than Naughton's. With 4 locations in Tucson, there's one near you.
Celebrate your child's birthday at Tucson Electric Park with food, souvenirs, and a Sidewinders baseball game. We'll take care of all the arrangements for a birthday party your child will never forget. Call today and reserve your birthday package. It includes general admission tickets for all kids ages 3 to 12, 2 slices of Papa John's pizza per child, 1 soft drink, a birthday cake, souvenirs for all kids, and a special souvenir for the birthday boy or girl. Call 434-1021 for more information and book your birthday package with the Tucson Sidewinders today.
Hi, I'm Tina Naughton. Since 1951, Naughton's has been Tucson's spring headquarters for cooler and air conditioning systems. Our salespeople have always had the expertise and the know-how to solve all of your cooling problems. Well, now we've made things even easier. Naughton's can now install your new cooler or air conditioner. So don't waste time running all over town when Naughton's is so convenient. We've got the parts, products, and expertise you need to stay cool all summer long. And now we can install anything you buy at Naughton's. It's true, there's nobody cooler than Naughton's.
Brand new this season, it's the Sidewinders For kids 12 and under, membership in the club is free, and you receive a t-shirt, free admission to 3 Kids Club games, and discount pricing on Papa John's Pizza. The Kids Club games are also preceded by an event with the players, like an autograph signing or question and answer session with the Sidewinders. Kids 12 and under are eligible. Call 434-1021 for more information. Don't delay. Call today and join the Sidewinders Kids Club.
The On Deck Show is brought to you by Naughton's. Naughton's is Tucson's plumbing, heating, and cooling headquarters. Nobody's cooler than Naughton's. Sidewinders Baseball on AM 990 KTKT is also brought to you by Desert Diamond Casino, Geico, the Fall Ash Management Company in the Tanca Verde Apartments, Nextel, Citizens Transfer, Worldwide Travel, Jim Click, Tobacco Freeways, Blue Cross Blue Shield, El Campo Tires, Alpha Graphics, Copper Country Construction, Quick Mart, Newspapers, Mueller & Associates, Jiffy Lube, Budget Car Sales, Famous Sam's, and Sedona Springs. Sidewinders Baseball can be heard all season long right here on AM 990 KTKT.
Thank you for Tucson Electric Park, getting set for Game 2 of this series between the Sidewinders and the Stingers. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. First for the visitors from Salt Lake, as filled out by their manager, Mike Brumley. Trent Durrington will lead it off at second base. Darren Erstad, in Game 2 of his rehab stint, will bat second and center field. Rob Quinlan, the DH, hits third. Keith Johnson, the third. Adam Riggs is in left field, batting fifth. Barry Wesson, the right fielder, will hit sixth. Will Nieves is at first base tonight, batting seventh. Tom Gregorio, the catcher, will bat eighth. And shortstop Adonis Harrison will hit ninth. On the mound for the Stingers tonight, it is righty Steve Green. He's 4-2 with an ERA of 4.47. For the Sidewinders, Matt Cada leads it off at second base. Tim Olson, the shortstop, will hit second. Chad Tracy is at third base, batting third. Billy cleanup hitter. Brian Field will hit fifth. Steve Neal, the DH, bats sixth. Brad Cressy is catching. He'll hit seventh. Doug DeVore is in left field, batting eighth. And hitting ninth, it is center fielder Danny Ramirez. On the mound, our first look at righty Brady Raggio. No record, no ERA, making his Sidewinders debut. He had been in the Atlantic League with Bridgeport. Trent Durrington will be the first hitter he sees tonight. To tell you about it, here's Brett Dolan.
Thanks, Ryan. 97 degrees. Winds out of the north around 10 miles an hour. 55th game of the year for the Sidewinders, who are trying to avoid their 5th straight loss. DeVore, Ramirez, Gordon left to right in the outfield. Tracy, Olson, Cada, and Martin third to first on the diamond. Cressy completes the battery with Brady Raggio, right-hander out of California. Shadows covering half the infield as Trent Durrington said. Our game is way outside and low. Let umpire Kevin Kelly. John Bullock over at third. Jimmy Horton is the first base umpire. Raggio, a sinker slider guy. Big right-hander, the 1-0 pitch. Fastball right down the middle for a strike. No stranger, Ryan, to the PCL. He was with Oklahoma in 2006 and 11 with a save that year. Some big league time with the Cardinals. In an orthodox delivery, as he delivers to Durrington, a roller foul near Mike Brumley, coaching at third. Almost like he goes through two different windups before he delivers to the plate.
Well, whatever works for you. It's always very unique with those guys out there on the mound. Some guys just feel comfortable with different things, and Raggio obviously has settled on something, as you said, very unique.
Picks that leg up, and then the fastball is delivered. It's lined to right for a base hit, dumping in front of Brian Gordon. So Durrington starts the game with a single, and that'll bring up Darren Erstad.
15 games for Raggio. 7 with the Cardinals in the big leagues, went 1-2. Had 4 games with them in '98 and went 1-1. ERAs of 6.89 and 15.43 respectively. Been in Japan the last couple of years. The Fukuoka Jayhawks. 3 years with them. How about that for a pronunciation?
Not bad. We'll talk more about his time in the Atlantic League this year. But first, here's Darren Erstad, his second game on his rehab assignment. Erstad 0 for 3 last night. Left-handed batter. And the pitch from Raggio inside, 1-0.
See how Erstad swings the bat tonight. Last night it looked like he was more interested in getting himself loose than actually getting base hits. He took a couple of tomahawk hacks at the ball last night.
He did, and frustrating year for him with that groin and hamstring problem after his tremendous postseason last year. 1-0 pitch, a roller off his foot, back out towards the mound. It's a foul ball. Raggio jumped on it. at Anaheim that had struggled so dearly with that problem of just getting over the hump, that jinx, if you will, to win the World Series last year. And it was Ersted's fly ball for the final out of game title. Not a bad postseason when you get 25 hits. He hit safely in 15 of the 16 games for the Angels. Tremendous postseason coming off a year that saw him play in 150 games. Left-hander holds those hands high and a toss. Guys back in safely.
Nice year for a guy as well. The Angels thought they had traded in spring training. They were trying to make a deal to ship him off to the Chicago White Sox. It didn't work out. He ended up staying in Anaheim, agreeing to a contract extension, and then had that big year you talked about.
Sometimes the best deals you make are those that you do not complete with other teams. Erstad out in front, a swing and a miss. He's checking his feet, making sure everything's okay as he moved up in the batter's box. Almost slid for a second. Took a big rip and no contact.
That pitch looked like it was about 65 miles an hour, too. That thing just floated.
Erstad, everything's okay. Knocking some of the dirt out of his cleats. He's in that Salt Lake red top, those gray pants tonight. Raggio works from the stretch. Sit at the letters away from the body. The pitch to Erstad. A big bouncer headed to right. That's a base hit. Darrington's going to make the turn in second. He's going to head to third, and runners are at the corners and nobody gone. Erstad hit a big bouncer that went through the hole between Cada and Martin. And the Stingers in business here in the first inning. And that'll bring up Rob Quinlan, the DH. Quinlan hitting .318, couple of homers, 32 runs driven in. Night runs were of a premium. Tucson scored 2 runs in the first. They did not score thereafter. Stingers a run in the fourth, a run in the fifth, and they plated 1 in the 11th with 2 away to win the game. Tucson will concede a run for a ground ball double play. There's a slider and a swing and a miss by Quinlan.
Wonder if Erstad will be running over there to test that hamstring at first base. He says he's healthy, and he had to impress the Anaheim brass. We talked about that last night. He had to go through a couple of days of workouts before they'd let him start this rehab.
There is a toss to first. Erstad able to get back in standing. Well, he has plenty of time to kind of work into that. He's going to be with the Stingers for probably at least a week. Pitch to Quinlan, pops it up. This will help out the cause. Left side of the infield. Olsen shading his eyes, drifting in near the grass, makes the catch with a step on the grass, and retires Rob Quinlan for the first out of the inning.
Oh, that could turn out to be huge. Now if Raggio can get a ground ball, he can get himself out of this inning, but he has to face the hero from last night.
Keith Johnson. And RBI double in the 11th. Guiled all the way from first with the third run. It looked like Tucson might come back to tie or win the game in the bottom of the inning when they loaded the bases without a hit. However, Luis Torrero called out on strikes to end the game. Now a double play gets Tucson out of the inning. Johnson moving up into the cleanup position tonight. Cressy sets up inside, a roller foul near the Sidewinders dugout for strike 1.
Guess that's what happens when you drive in the winning run in extra innings. Get a little bump up in that lineup. .500 mark. As I mentioned yesterday, these two teams had identical records. 24 and 29. Tucson's 13 games back. The Stingers 3.5 off the pace. A toss to first. Back in standing goes Erstad. Martin shading his eyes over at first with the sunshine that's sitting behind the third base grandstand. Outfield pretty much straight away. Just a light wind tonight. Raggio again set. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Slider, strike, outside corner, 0-2. Raggio's shown some nice pitches here in this top of the first inning. Threw a great changeup to Darren Erstad, and that slider had some very sharp bite on it towards the outside corner.
Yes, it did. Late tailing movement. Singles by Darrington and Erstad to start the game. 0-2 to Keith Johnson. Here's the pitch. Hit in the other right center. Stroke well. Gordon turns and runs. He should get back there. He does. Shine the track. Reaches up and makes the catch. Darrington will tag and score. And the Stingers are on the board. Johnson starting tonight's game the way he finished last night's game, driving in a Salt Lake run.
Oh, give Keith Johnson credit. He knew, just like we talked about, a double play would mean the end of the inning for his ball club. He elevated the ball, got it out into right field, drives in the run, and Salt Lake jumps out on top.
So here's Adam Riggs, the left fielder. Right-handed batter, 281 average. 5 home runs for the Stinger team. Caden Olson communicating back and forth between second and short, and there goes a toss to first. Erstad back in standing. Well, last night, big crowd here at the ballpark. Good crowd here for this Sunday night. 2 more games remain in this series and in this homestand before the Sidewinders hit the road on Thursday to Portland. Breaking ball, strike inside corner to Adam Riggs. Tomorrow, Chris Capuano will go for the Sidewinders. I guess Capuano was scheduled to start today in San Diego before the Diamondbacks changed their mind and brought up Edgar Gonzalez. The 0-1 fastball just off the outside edge. Didn't miss by much. 1-1. 1-0 Stingers just underway. Top of the first. Glad to have you with us. You can email us tonight. SidewindersRadio@AOL.com. You could last night, too. We just couldn't read them. There's a swing and a pop-up back in our direction. And for those of you who were not listening last night, that ball nearly hit a fan in the concourse. Lo and behold, the net finally broke its schneid and located its first foul ball. Carl Mosby dropped us an email, said it was good to see us get a game ball last night. Hope we can get a few more. That echoes my sentiments.
Absolutely.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Riggs. Here's the pitch, swinging a line drive into right center field, just over the head of Cada. Erstad will turn at second and go to third. And that's the third hit of the inning for the Stingers. Also got another email last night after we had signed off. Ball. Richard Barfield, great catch. Though I didn't see the catch, it sounded like it was an all-out effort. He said he thought we had one a couple of nights back. He said the monkey's off our back, and I guess it's appropriate as Erstad's over at third base. When you start talking about the monkeys, here's the rallies.
I just like the enthusiasm with which you gave out the email promo. You've been in such a good mood today. That's been nice to see after a tough last couple of days for you.
Hard for me to flunk down a serious amount of cash and be in a good mood, but I'll have to live with it. As Barry Wesson fouls one away, first base side.
Well, see, that's the amazing thing. I don't know if your wife isn't aware of this yet or not, but, you came in, the new computer, the credit card is maxed, but, man, you've been in a good mood all day today. Looking stuff up. You've been looking stuff up you don't even care about.
Yeah, really, just to have it at my fingertips.
You were lost without your baby for a
I can't go without that instant knowledge. Rangio trying to get out of the inning. Fastball up and in to Wesson, 1-1. Good news for Jeremy Ward. I know we were talking about him late last night when he was struck by a line drive on his left pitching shoulder. There's a smash back up the middle. Base hit center field. Scoring Erstad. Wesson drives in the second run of the inning. 2-0 Stingers. Well, this is not good news for a team that has scored a total of 3 runs in the last 2 games. To surrender 2 here at the top of the first, and the Stingers not done. Here's Willie Yavis. But Jeremy had a nice, I don't even know if he called it bruise, discoloration right where that baseball hit him up on that left shoulder. I believe he could pitch tonight, though, if needed. But he made maybe the play of the night on that ball that hit him off the bat of Gary Johnson.
Yeah, that was huge. He really sacrificed his body to get that out and was able to keep the pain in the back of his mind while he recorded the out at first.
Pitch hit at the knees for a strike to Willie Yavis. And Tucson today so short-handed with the loss of Valverde and Edgar Gonzalez. They've brought a couple of kids over from extended spring to have available if needed. Tucson certainly short-handed over the last couple of weeks. Swinging a foul back to the screen by Nieves. So much so, in fact, today Greg Schulte and Victor Rojas on their pregame show were joking about how maybe Tucson has like 7 pitchers because all of their hurlers are seemingly up with Arizona.
Well, we've talked about that this season, and, you know, for those guys, it's fun and games, and it's a joke. For the people down here, it's nice to see their shot in the majors. At the same time, you'd like to see them put on that Sidewinder uniform and to be.
Breaking ball, low and away.
Help this Tucson team win a few games. 13 games. Sacramento River Cats, despite the fact they lost last night.
I think their broadcasters brought up 2 good points. For one, you know, again, we know it. This is what Tucson's here for. And 2, it's awfully frustrating to see so many players leave and struggle to kind of win games. The 1-2 pitch, we're going to miss. Big rip by Nieves. No contact. Raggio escapes the first, but not before 2-run score. 4 hits, 2 left. After a half inning, Stingers 2. Sidewinders coming up.
Looking for the freshest and newest games? We've got them at the Desert Diamond Casino.
This diamond has it all.
Desert Diamond Casino, Southern Arizona's premier casino, introduces live blackjack now at both locations on Pima Mine Road and I-19 and at Valencia on South Nogales Highway. Bring your best strategy for the fun of blackjack. And don't forget to try out our huge new selection of slots. We've added hundreds of the latest and most popular games to our magnificent lineup, such as Elvira, Austin Powers,
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Addams Family, along with your lucky favorites. Come on, where else can you enjoy the fun of blackjack? It's all at the Desert Diamond Casino. This diamond has it all.
An enterprise of the Fauna Automation.
Frank is the rugged, outdoorsy type. Frank likes all things big: steaks, dogs, and power tools. There are only 2 things that can bring a tear to Frank's eyes. 1, he is renting a Hummer from Budget Car and Truck Rental. Frank's wife is driving that Hummer the whole time. As Frank wipes the tear off his cheek, he dials 889-8800 to reserve another Hummer from Budget Car and Truck Rental. This time, Frank ain't telling a soul.
Righty Steve Green is on the hill tonight, 6'2", 209. Righty, he is 4-2 with an ERA of 4.47 on the season. 46 in the 3rd innings pitched. He has given up 47 hits, 26 runs, 23 of them are earned. He has struck out 26 and walked 17. Green faced the Sidewinders earlier this year here at Tucson Electric Park. That was back on April 9th. He worked 5 innings in that game, gave up 3 runs, just 1 of them was earned. He struck out 3, walked 1, did not earn a decision in that game. Green, though, is no stranger to pitching against the PCL South. 3 of his 4 wins this year have come over the Las Vegas 51s on April 4th, May 17th, and May 27th. His other win was against Albuquerque back on May 5th. He is set to face Matt Cata, 2-0. Stingers lead in the bottom of the 1st.
You go back to that start on April the 9th, 2 of the 3 RBIs against Green came from Sidewinders that are no longer here. Well, one is Alex Cintron, the other's Terrell in the lineup. Chad Tracy drove another. It's Riggs, Erstad, Wesson left to right in the outfield. Johnson, Harrison, Durrington, Nieves, 3rd to 1st on the diamond. The battery of Gregorio and Green. And Matt Cata will lead things off. Matt batting 2-9. Put in. First pitch is line foul into the left field. Goes around the stands. A couple more emails to tell you about as this night progresses. One from a fan in Massachusetts. Has kind of a Hillenbrand interest, as you would imagine. The 0-1 to Cata. Fastball called a strike inside corner. Before we get to that, though, if you were watching the Diamondback game, you saw David Delucci leave with a concussion in a collision with Cintron. Cata bounces one slowly to the second baseman Durrington. Goes down low to scoop it. Throws on the run. In time to Nieves. 1 away. Well, that's not a good sign. And you know, just as I've said a couple of times, when you think you've bottomed out as far as the number of players you lose, had that very same thought today.
Oh, it was a tough play as well, and I think it shows what happens sometimes when the fundamentals of the game are excused for a moment. Delucci and Cintron were both going after that ball. Neither one of them really called it. Ended up that Cintron made the catch. Delucci tried to stay out of his way and couldn't.
Olsen tries to bunt. It's a beauty. Johnson's going to have to go with the bare hand. Throws on the run. He did not get him. Pulled Nieves from the bag. Boy, Tim even squared around and placed that perfectly. A bunt single. And And the Sidewinders have their first hit, and here comes Chad Tracy.
We've seen Tim Olson do that a couple of times over the last few weeks, squaring around and dropping the bunt down. He's done it to the right side, that one to the left side. He has that play down. He's a very good bunter.
Danny Ramirez rolled one down the other day. Here's Chad Tracy. Chad hitting .332, 4 home runs. Single and scored in the first inning a night ago, and Tucson did not score after his run in the first.
You know, that bunt is a play that really nobody uses anymore, but when you think about it, hitters are getting so much bigger and so much stronger. That means the defense just has to play deeper. It opens up more holes to bunt at.
Here's Tracy and looks at a strike over the inside corner.
I mean, we've come to the park here this year where the outfield grass, the shortstop will be back there, the third baseman will be way back towards the edge of the dirt and grass. So, you know, there's a lot of places to lay one down if you so choose.
See what Tracy can do. 1 on, 1 out. Green from the stretch. Misses outside. Well, Sean from Massachusetts said he's listening tonight for the first time. Of course, from Massachusetts, and he wants our opinion on how Shea Hillenbrand compares with Tucson's third baseman, which is Chad Tracy. And I'll let you take a stab at that after this 1-1 pitch. From Green, here it comes. The bouncer headed to the right side. Diving stop by Durrington. Gets up, flips to first in time to get Chad. And Durrington robbed him of a hit. And now there's 2 away.
Outstanding play by Durrington at second base. I think they're very neither one of them has tremendous power as a third baseman. They both hit for a very high average. I think Chad's plate discipline is a little bit better. He's not going to draw a lot of walks, but I think he's a little bit better at being able to foul pitches off, keep himself alive, where Hillenbrand just a bit more of a free swinger.
Here's Billy Martin, made his AAA debut yesterday, a couple of hits, and hits that in the air to left center. Here comes Riggs, called off by Erstad, and makes the catch to end the inning. Hillenbrand, though, a couple of years ahead of Chad. He was an all-star last year, and sometime soon I think Chad will get plenty of big league time in the majors. That bunt hit from Olson, and they strand a man. And after 1 inning, it's 2-0 Stingers.
Looking for the freshest and newest games? We've got them at the Desert Diamond Casino.
This diamond has it all.
Desert Diamond Casino, Southern Arizona's premier casino, introduces live blackjack now at both locations on Pima Mine Road and I-19 and at Valencia on South Nogales Highway. Bring your best strategy for the fun of blackjack. And don't forget to try out. We've added hundreds of the latest and most popular games to our magnificent lineup, such as Elvira, Austin Powers, Addams Family, along with your lucky favorites. Come on, where else can you enjoy the fun of blackjack and enjoy the newest and freshest games? It's all at the Desert Diamond Casino. This diamond has it all.
An enterprise of the Fauna Autumn Nation.
What's scarier than going up against a 96-mile-per-hour fastball? Well, for many, it can be the mere thought of quitting smoking or chewing tobacco. It doesn't need to be, though. Tobacco Free Ways offers free classes and services throughout Pima County to help you conquer your fear of parole. Take tobacco at 740-30. Be free. Live free. Tobacco free. Tobacco Free Ways, 740-3031. 2-0 Stingers as they get set to bat in the second. A little work done on the batter's box areas, and you were wondering if maybe Darren Erstad didn't ask for some help.
Yeah, Erstad was kicking around in the dirt during his at-bat and was knocking dirt off his cleats, kept looking down there, did a lot of manicuring with his feet in the batter's box, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's the one who asked the ground crew to do a little maintenance work down there before we resume play.
Final thought, though, on Shea Hillenbrand. Came across a note today that we, of course, know his connections to the Phoenix area. His wife, Jessica, his parents are Diamondback season ticket holders. Bruce grew up in Chicago, where he played YMCA basketball with none other than Jerry Colangelo.
Probably a lot of people happy that Shea got traded out to the Valley and will play his ball out there.
I would imagine. Our friend from Massachusetts said he's not a big fan of the trade. He thinks Boston needs pitchers who can win in Yankee Stadium, not ones who have breakdowns in the World Series. Now, that just sounds like a Red Sox fan, doesn't it?
It does, but you know what? It's what we were talking about the other day. I guarantee you, and already saying, well, this guy doesn't help us. He gave it up in the World Series. What's he going to do in the clutch against the Yankees? That's what we need. And I'm telling you, the first time Kim blows one, the Red Sox fans and the media are going to jump all over him. How he handles that will be a big key to his success in Boston.
No doubt about it. I'm anxious to see how he fares in his first couple of outings.
I think he is supposed to make a start because the Red Sox now, interleague play is going to get going.
I think they play Pittsburgh, right?
And I believe that is, and I think he is scheduled to start. I could be wrong about this, but I think he is starting Tuesday night.
I think that's right.
Because this would have been his normal day to pitch, but they said they were just going to kind of have him available out of the bullpen should they need him, but they wanted him to start against the National League teams. I mean, young Kim knows these guys.
Speaking of first, DiRaggio's first outing for the Sidewinders, his brother Craig is listening. He says no predictions, but just to let you know, the first inning is always the toughest. Big Giants fan, but that changed today, says Craig.
Ouch, that's a tough allegiance to switch from the Giants to the D-backs. Wow. What was his name again? Greg? Craig? You might have some Giants fans who want to talk to you a little bit.
Here's Tom Gregorio to lead things off. Right-handed batting catcher takes one down and away.
How about that rivalry? You know, you're a team like the Diamondbacks that hasn't been around that long. It's tough to develop rivalries, but the Giants and the Diamondbacks, I think, are gathering a healthy dislike for each other the more these years go on.
Quickly, too. The line from Raggio, the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball foul, wide at first. Raggio was with the Bridgeport team in the Atlantic League. We mentioned that. He was 0-3 in 4 outings, but his earned run average was below 3 runs a game. I made the comment to him today, you know, your team did not score many runs for you, and he said 2, as in total.
Win.
And he didn't. Pitch is swung and fell back in our direction. Oh, I thought we'd have another play. The net yesterday for a catch. Had another line drive back in the... we weren't to get 2 in a row. Here's the 1-2 to Gregorio, swinging a roller foul. Finished the thought on Kim. He did go an inning today against Toronto. Gave up 3 hits and 2 runs, both earned. Welcome to the American League, BK.
Watch out for the headlines tomorrow. All is not well in Red Sox Nation.
Gregorio, swing and a miss. Good slider. Gregorio down on strikes. And there's 1 away. You're going to make your Fenway debut this year.
I am. August 21st and 22nd, I'm going to be at Fenway Park. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I wouldn't stop looking forward to that. That's going to be a great cup.
That's, I'll tell you what, the tickets are going to Fenway. I got to see Wrigley last year, and so Fenway this year, and that's a great Christmas present for my sister.
Yes, it is. Here's Adonis Harrison. Shortstop adding an even 200. He was involved in quite a few plays in the game yesterday. He slices the line drive to left. DeVore back, reaches up and makes the catch. And Harrison, who drove in the second run for the Stingers in the 5th to tie the game at 2, swinging away on a 3-0 pitch, and he was up there hacking again tonight.
Don't see a lot of 200 hitters that get a chance to swing away on a 3-0, but Harrison got the green light, took advantage of it, drove a single into right field, scored a run for the Stingers.
Here's Durrington, who singled to lead off the game. He would score on a sac fly from Keith Johnson.
I think a good point made by Brady's brother, who emailed in that first inning always is the toughest, especially when you're in a new impression on your teammates. We'll see if Brady can settle in here in the second inning.
Pitch is on the way. Fastball at the belt, but called a ball.
Done a good job so far retiring the first 2 guys.
We talked about Brady pitching again for the Fukuoka Jayhawks over the last 3 years. Said he really enjoyed his Japanese experience. His kids went to school in Japan. Shattered bat in the flare to Durrington. The second hit. A 2 first down again. But Fukuoka is the team that is managed by
Sadahara O.
Japanese is home run king, and of course Raggio, not growing up in Japan, would not probably fully understand what O means to the Japanese, but he equated it to walking around in Grand Central Station in a train station when you're with the team with Babe Ruth. I mean, that's how much he's revered. And somehow you can believe that without any problem, especially when you see these Americans. Runner goes, pitches a strike, throw down is high, and is it in time? No. Durrington diving. Wilson, Bradman, a good effort at it. 0-1 to Erstad.
Good effort all the way around, including by the umpire, John Bullock. That's a good call. His hand was in there. He had it stolen.
Erstad, who singled and scored in the first, has a chance to put the Stingers in front 3-0 with another base hit. Boy, that bat Erstad's using looks like it's about 6 feet long as he takes one outside. But, you see the way the Americans chase O's single-season home run record. And they won't pitch to an American in the last week, whether it's Tuffy Rhodes, Alex Cabrera. Shows you how much they revere their people and their records. Erstad lines one back up the middle. The other North Dakota native, Tim Olson, gets in front of that and throws out Erstad. Maybe a thrill of sorts for Tim, who's talking to Matt Cate as he leaves the field. The inning is over. 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Stingers.
Life is right, and living is good at Tankaverde Apartments. Rent now and take advantage of great rental deals from $420. Move in now for as low as $60 at the Tankaverde Apartments. 2 resort-like pools, $1 million recreation center with real hardwood racquetball courts, fully equipped fitness rooms, movie theater, and library. Features you would find only at a much higher. Find out why Tankaverde has been rated best by residents in 2003. Call today, 886-8469. $60 moves you in on the Sidewinder special to any of Tankaverde's spacious studio, 1 or 2 bedroom apartment homes. Don't forget, at Tankaverde, air conditioning is free.
Hi, I'm Sherry Espinoza, Community Manager at Tankaverde. You will love our beautiful community. Call 886-8469 and join the home team at Tankaverde.
Rent online at paulashmgt.com and click on Tankaverde. Professionally managed by Paul Ash Management and Equal Housing Opportunity.
Sidewinders baseball team travel arrangements are handled exclusively by Worldwide Travel in Tucson. Worldwide Travel, a tradition of since 1954, as cruise lines. Worldwide Travel's exclusive cruise club offers weekly cruise specials along with extremely personalized service. Plan your travel the way the Sidewinders do. Worldwide Travel, conveniently located at 2900 East Broadway in Tucson. Call us at 327-5651 and discover the Worldwide Travel world of difference.
John Volpe of Nova Home Loan sponsors the Nova Home Loans home run. For every Sidewinders home run this season, John Volpe will donate $100 to the Boys and Girls Club. John Volpe at Nova Home Loans always bring you home. An email from Roger tonight in Rita Ranch. Saw the collision between David Alucci and Alex Cintron on television, and he said it was scary to see David looking pretty out of it. Well, he was, and not only a concussion, but helped off the field.
They called it a mild concussion. I think that's like being a little bit pregnant.
I would agree. Here's Brian Gordon. Swings at the first pitch from Green. Pops it straight up the chute. This is near the mound. Behind the mound is the third baseman Johnson. Makes the catch. Retires Gordon. 1 away.
All right, I got a question for you. I've never been able. Why do I don't get. I mean, now Steve Green is right there. He takes one step and he's right underneath that thing, and yet he has to go sprinting towards the Salt Lake dugout like he has a play.
We saw a couple of pitchers make catches in Tacoma, but not here in this series. Here's Steve Neal. Steve batting .292, 4 home runs. Looks at a fastball outside. Well, we talked about Steve Neal getting a chance to meet Torrey Hunter, or talk again with Torrey Hunter, another Pine Bluff native, the other day in Seattle. Pitches down and away. Tim, who grew up in North Dakota, got to field a ground ball from Erstad and throw him out to end last inning. Tucson, though, could use some hits and runs, drilling 2-0.
Got to be a great to come from places that don't have outstanding baseball bloodlines, you know, member of a very select fraternity.
Well, that's the exact same term I used, and he said, well, there's 4 of us, Olson said. Pitching for a strike, Erstad, Helling, Hafner, Olson. Probably a couple of other guys will get a chance, but not a lot of people in North Dakota. 3-1 to Neal inside, ball 4. Of course, that's where Bud Olson originally comes from, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Grew up on a farm in North Dakota. Tough to play a lot of baseball in North Dakota. Started playing, what, about May 1st is your first game?
I got to believe it, yeah. In Iowa, there was no such thing as spring baseball. We played in the summer, so then there was no Legion ball. So you were really only able to play, 20, 25 games. I'm sure that's the case with some of these other schools or areas, and you can't play the number of games you can in the warmer, wetter climates, let alone just the practice time.
Now we got the College World Series coming up. Why don't you see Big Ten teams playing for the college championship? Exactly that reason. They're on the road the first 2 months of the season. They're worn out by the time the World Series rolls around.
Greg Christian looks at a fastball down the middle for a strike. Brad betting 201, 3 home. 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. 2-0 our score. The Stingers with the lead. They won 3-2 yesterday. Green from the stretch delivers. Cressy hits it a mile foul down the right field line. One of the note, though, from Roger on his email, he said having trouble picking up the internet streaming over the last couple of days as it gets shut down. I think we were down a day, Roger, but we should be back up tonight, as evidenced by those people listening around the country. Pitch to Cressy over at the knees, called third strike. Brad thought it was low, down looking. First K for Green, second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Doug DeVore. For 4 home runs. He had, with the infield in, Doug was going on the contact play. The ground ball from Hammock went to the shortstop Harrison, who fired home, and Doug was out. And Al Padrique said he got home last night, and his dad was all over it, wanting to know, why did you lose the game? Why did you send Doug DeVore? How about that for second guessing? Pitch in for a strike at the knees to Doug.
Guess it makes it a little bit easier when the media comes around and asks you about it. You can't really yell at them if Dad's getting on your case at home.
You can say, Dad, knock it off. I don't even need to discuss this. And Al said, with nobody out, it wouldn't have done it. With 1 out, tried that contact play. Pitches up and in to Devo. Spun him around. The ball and a strike.
Somebody's on Kevin Kelly's case from the Sidewinder dugout, either from the dugout or Al Padrique, because Kelly has motioned a couple of times. That's enough.
Well, we're only in the second.
This could get interesting.
Tucson needs a homer from DeVore to tie the game. Instead, he takes one inside and low, 2-1.
Maybe Al's a little on edge after his dad shoot him out last night.
Could be. Boy, it's been a tough couple of days, though, for the Sidewinders, losing players and losing games. And that frustration just builds like a snowball going downhill.
That's what we were talking about earlier. It's easy to say from the Diamondbacks' perspective, well, that's why they're there. But if you're Al Padrique, you're trying to manage this team and win ball games.
DeVore looks at one off the outside corner, a fastball, 3-1.
It's tough from Al Padrique's perspective to just say, oh, well, some guys left, no problem. I mean, he's a competitive guy. He wants to win games just like anybody else, and it's tough to do when you keep losing players to the big club.
No doubt about it. Nealed at first 2 outs. DeVore swung and missed at a fastball. He was sitting on that pitch and got it maybe a little bit up in the zone, and he did not get cheated on his swing.
Trying to top. Huge rip by Devo.
And the can is going full now. Steve has not swiped a bag this year. Nieves holding him on. There goes Steve. Here's the 3-4. A couple of guys on with 2 away. That'll bring up Ramirez. Ramirez pinch ran in the 11th yesterday. He got the start back on Friday. 1 for 4, a bunt single.
Well, that's 2 walks in the inning. If you look at Steve Green's numbers this year, he's only walked more than 2 in a game 3 times. And all 3 of those times, he walked 3.
Ramirez settles in. He rolls one slowly towards the third baseman Johnson, standing on the pillow, waits for the ball, steps on the bag, retires Neal. Inning over, 2 walks, 2 left. To the third we go. 2-0 Stingers. Tucsonans have trusted Citizens Transfer and Storage Company for their moving needs since 1907. That's when Citizens began building its solid reputation for prompt, dependable service while helping families move across the street, across the nation, and around the world. Today, Citizens uses specialized equipment, careful planning, and highly trained professionals to make moving worry-free. For peace of mind moving, trust your neighbors. Trust Citizens Transfer and Storage Company, an agent for Allied Van Lines. You'll find us in the yellow page.
Sidewinders baseball team travel arrangements are handled exclusively by Worldwide Travel in Tucson. Worldwide Travel, a tradition of excellence in Tucson since 1954, has the absolute lowest prices on all cruise lines. Worldwide Travel's exclusive cruise club offers weekly cruise specials along with extremely personalized service. Plan your travel the way the Sidewinders do. Worldwide Travel, conveniently located at 2900 East Broadway in Tucson. Call us at 327-5651 and discover the Worldwide Travel world of difference.
Take a trip back in time every Tuesday for Toros Tuesdays at Tucson Electric Park to celebrate 35 years of Pueblo, the Tucson Sidewinders will wear Toros uniforms. Tuffy the Toro will also be at the ballpark, as well as special prices, popcorn, and more. The action will be given away on August. Information on Tucson Toros or any Sidewinders home game, call 434-1021. That's 434-1021.
For a limited time, Jim Click Ford will give you a free TV for a test drive. Take home a TV when you test drive any new or used vehicle at Jim Click Ford, 22nd and Wilmots. Too bad for you, they're not giving away free laptops for a test drive. Otherwise, you've been over there driving about 18 cars today.
Just driving around and around. Well, Craig's brother, I should say, Brady's brother, Craig, emails back and says, I think we can all agree we hate the Dodgers. Speaking of Giants and Diamondback fans.
That's a good way to look at it.
I guess.
I like Craig already. He's a thinker.
Well, it'll be the heart of the lineup for the Stingers, Quinlan, Johnson, and Riggs. Here's the wind from Brady Raggio. First pitch of the inning is lofted to right. Gordon back a step, now drifts in and will make the catch, and there's one away. We talked about Matt Williams being designated for assignment today. 99 home runs, 5+ years with Arizona. $10 million contract. 246 average, 4 homers, 16 runs driven in. 7,000 at bats. Now, Arizona could still trade him, and when you're designated for assignment, you have 10 days to trade or release a player. But with that type of salary, nobody's going to trade for Matt when they could wait another week and try and sign him as a free agent.
Well, the question is, will Matt go anywhere else? I mean, he vetoed the deal with Colorado in the offseason, saying he wanted to stay home with his family.
Well, that's true. Here's Johnson, takes a fastball up above the belt for ball one.
And the first thing I thought of when I heard he was designated today was that's it. He'll probably end up retiring and just call it a career.
He and Greg Swindell will have some mean golf games up north of Phoenix in Paradise Valley as Raggio throws a breaking ball for a strike.
Imagine the Nassaus on those games. Be a pretty penny. Not games you or I could be involved in, I'll tell you that much.
Ground ball softly hit to third. Tracy scoops it, comes up firing across the diamond to Martin, 2 away. 2 going for Riggs, who singled back in the first. He was also the last member of that inaugural Arizona Diamondback team in 1998. Probably a very somber clubhouse in San Diego last night. As Raggio misses outside of Riggs when word started to spread, and it does very quickly when somebody's released or moved on, what is transpiring. The 1-0 to Riggs. Fastball just off the outside corner again. 2-0. Both of those pitches just missing. 2-0 Stingers. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul straight back to the screen by Riggs. 2-1. Next inning, I want to talk about Bruce Chen. Speaking of Red Sox players, baseball's game for everybody who has a gain. Somebody else has a loss. 2-1 pitch is up and in. For Edgar Gonzalez, a 20-year-old, the youngest player in the majors to make his debut and get a win. Williams had to be released, basically, to give up his 40-man roster spot. 3-1 to Riggs. Line drive to a leaping Tracy at third. Good grab by Chad to win the inning. Robbing Riggs of extra bases. The Stingers down in order. And we hit in the bottom of the third from TEP. The Sidewinders trail Salt Lake 2-0.
Looking for the freshest and newest games? We've got them at the Desert Diamond Casino.
This diamond has it all.
Desert Diamond Casino, Southern Arizona Casino, introduces live blackjack now at both locations on Pima Mine Road and I-19 and at Valencia on South Nogales Highway. Bring your best strategy for the fun of blackjack. And don't forget to try out our huge new selection of slots. We've added hundreds of the latest and most popular games to our magnificent lineup, such as Elvira, Austin Powers,
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Addams Family, along with your lucky favorites. Come on. Where else can you enjoy the fun of blackjack and enjoy the newest and freshest games? It's all at the Desert Diamond Casino. has it all.
An enterprise of the Fauna Automation.
It's the playoffs, man. This be good.
Hey, relax, dude. I have people. People in jumbo prawn platters, drink delivers, giant foam hats, tattoos. I have people who take this ball and run with it.
This is the QuestX Yellow Pages, the place to find your people. These are the products that make it happen. In the book, online, on CD-ROM, and on wireless. This is QuestX.
Wow, where'd you find a head shaver who makes house calls?
Craycroft Alpha Graphics for 8.5 by 11 color copies for just 49 cents. Good only at Broadway and Craycroft Alpha Graphics.
Sidewinders could use some runs, trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. Going to be Matt Cato, Tim Olson, and Chad Tracy. I mentioned last inning I wanted to talk about Bruce Chen, who lost his spot on the Red Sox roster when BK Kim was acquired, and Kim made his debut today. You talk about a well-traveled man. As Cato swings, pops it up down the left field line. This is going to be a long run for Riggs. He may not get there. Over to the corner. This ball will land on the chalk. Just foul. Just across the chalk. Good luck. Riggs wasn't going to get there. It almost did from his shortstop position.
Another nice job by the umpire, John Bullock. We've been on umpires lately, but he's made two very good calls tonight. One at second base on a stolen base, and he got down the line in a hurry to have a perfect view of that ball that landed just foul.
Cato grounded out to his counterpart Durrington in second, his only time in. But Bruce Chen, at the age of 25, has already played for 7 teams in 6 seasons, and he will have an 8th if somebody signs him soon, which I imagine they will, as Cato takes a strike. He's drawn a paycheck from 5 organizations alone in the past 13 months. Mets, the Expos, the Reds, the Astros, and Boston. And again, soon to be somebody else. I guess you could say Chen has a pretty good sense of humor in talking movement. Here's the 0-2 to Cato. Breaking ball, rolled foul, wide at first. He says, it's hard when I go home and I tell my wife, hon, you know what? I got traded again. Said I've learned to pack very lightly. He says, sometimes it's funny when I see the Nike guy or the Chapel guy. I'm supposed to see them once or twice a year. I end up seeing them 5 or 6 times.
It's amazing we're talking about Bruce Chen like this. It wasn't too long ago that Chen was the prize of the Atlanta Braves minor league system. They weren't going to trade him for anything because he was going to be the next big arm in their rotation.
Yes, he was. As Cato takes one outside. That was back in 1993. He was one of their young phenoms. Braves traded him to Philadelphia for Andy Ashby. Now, already he's pitched for 6 different National League clubs. Cato swings and fouls it back to the screen. That is 1 short of Mike Maddox's league record. Now, Mike Morgan has the modern-day Major League record of 12, but that's off in the distance. But at Chen's current rate, he'll bypass Morgan in a couple of years. 2 on the way to Cato. Side edge, 3-2. Boy, it is hard to believe because, there's some guys when they come up that really get a lot of attention. Cato swings and fouls one back to the screen. And for Chen, he's always going to be talked about now with all this movement. But it wasn't that long ago. People were expecting big things out of him. Chen says there are times I have to stop and think in the morning before I can identify the city on PCL road trip right there. Another 3-2 to Cato, way high, ball 4. Good job by Matt to draw a walk to start the third. Green has walked 3 batters, and Tucson has a bunt single. That's it for base runners tonight. Here's Olson, who had that bunt single up the third base line back in the first. Chen says in the beginning you feel awkward, you don't know anybody. But after a while you think, well, it's just another city, another stop, as Olson takes one way high.
After a while you know everybody because you've been on their team.
Chen says I couldn't do it, but I think those were the same Hillenbrand made about his one today, talking about moving all over and kind of supporting him as he came up through the minors when he certainly wasn't making much of any money. Leadoff man on for the Sidewinders. They're in the bottom of the third. Tucson trailing 2-0. Cada draws a throw, and he dives back in safely. Man has stolen the bag, been caught 3 times. Tucson doesn't run much. Torero out trying to steal twice yesterday, running when Al had put up the stop sign not to run. Nieves holding Cada on. Matt's going to run. Hit and run is on. Swinging a foul back towards the parking lot. First base side.
I think that's a great play to put on with these 2 guys. Cada over at first and Olson at the plate with the bat pretty well. And Matt's got some speed over there at first base, despite the fact he only has 1 stolen base. You were talking about Torero running through stop signs. That could be one of the reasons he's not in the lineup. That'll get you benched in a hurry.
It will.
Skipper tells you to do one thing and you do the exact opposite.
Green is set, pauses. Cada bluffs running. Olson hits it in the same location towards the parking lot. First base side.
He's really taking a shot at that hole on the right side, isn't he?
Trying to punch one through and get something going for the parts of the lineup in Tracy and Martin to follow. Boy, runs have just been tough to come by. Sometimes you just have to put the wheels in motion. Those base runners just to try and generate something on the hit and run. 2 runs yesterday in 11 innings. 1 run back on Friday. Olson hits a double play bouncer to Harrison. Let's see if the Stingers can turn it. There's a 6-4 and not in time for the double play. Olson did beat it up. Reaches on the fielder's choice. And here's Tracy. Chad rolled out to the second baseman. Durrington, his only time in.
That was not well played by Harrison. He started to charge that ball, stopped, and then had to charge it again. Otherwise, it would have been an easy double play. Indecisive in fielding that ball.
A little bit slow in the turn, and let's see if Chad Tracy can get something going. You keep waiting for that breakout inning for the Sidewinders. It just has not arrived. It's been very stubborn about a hit here, a hit there. Olson draws a throw and almost has his elbow land on the bag going back into first.
You mentioned it a night ago that, with everything going wrong, it seems like one of these days the Sidewinders are just going to explode and have a 7 or 8 run inning.
No better time than the present. Screen misses outside to Tracy, 1-0.
It's like the Astros today. They scored no runs in 16 innings yesterday against the Cubs, and they went out and hammered Kerry Wood this afternoon. Scored 5 off of him and 9 in the game.
Boy, the ball was... Update here in a couple of minutes. Here, 2-0 Stingers. Tracy hits one into the left center field. A long run for Riggs. He's going to track it down. He got there and was waiting for it. And retired Chad. 2 away. That ball may not have been hit as hard as I thought coming off the bat. 2 gone. Here's Martin who flies to center. His only time in.
I think Tracy got under that ball just a bit. I was with you off the bat. Looked like maybe a line drive headed for the gap, but it got up in the air, and that let Riggs get over underneath it to make the play.
Tucson again with just 1 hit now through nearly 3 innings, and that was a bunt hit. Toss to first, back in standing. Goes Olson. Tucson did not have a hit in the 11th. They had 3 base runners. They weren't in order in the 10th yesterday. Got a couple of hits, including a triple in the 9th, but didn't score. Pitch from Green right down the middle at the knee. Strike 1 to Billy Martin. Martin even played a little left field when he was in El Paso. Jesus Cota, the Tucsonan, is the primary left fielder for the Diablos. Played some first, also DH'd. The 0-1 just off the outside corner, maybe low, ball and a strike. Mentioned his numbers last year. 350, 3 homers, 27 runs driven in for the Double-A club, getting his first opportunity here at Triple-A. Out of Abilene, Texas, 6'2", 214. He grounds one softly into the hole. Harrison's going to backhand it. He got a true bounce, and he fires to first in time to get Martin. All the bad bounces we've seen, and that one was a true bounce. Harrison didn't get in front of it. 1 walk, 1 left. We played 3 innings from Tucson Electric Park. 2-0 Salt Lake.
Looking for the freshest and newest games? We've got them at the Desert Diamond Casino. Desert Diamond Casino. Premier Casino introduces live blackjack locations on Pima Mine Road and I-19 and at Valencia on South Nogales Highway. Bring your best strategy for the fun of blackjack. And don't forget to Try out our huge new selection of slots. We've added hundreds of the latest and most popular games to our magnificent lineup, such as Elvira.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Adam's Family. Along with your lucky favorites. Come on. Where else can you enjoy the fun of blackjack and enjoy the newest and freshest games? It's all at the Casino. Diamond has it all.
An enterprise of the Thona Nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Tucson Hummer Choir. The Tucson Hummer Choir, brought to you by Budget Car and Truck Rental. We now have Hummers. You know, those heavy metal gods are now available at Budget to rent. Rugged, yet luxurious. There's nothing else like it. Call Budget Car and Truck Rental at 889-8800 to reserve your Hummer today. That's 889-8800. Now, renting the Hummer is a different story altogether.
Call Tobacco Freeways at 740-3031 to find out how they can help you strike out smoking in your life once and for all. Tobacco Freeways, 740-3031. We go to the fourth, 2-0 Stingers. Again, here's Ryan.
Thank you very much, Brent. Brady Raggio back to work for the Sidewinders in his AAA debut. Surrendered 2 runs in the first inning, and since then has been very good. Set down the Stingers in order in the third. Allowed just 1 hit, a 2-out single to Trent Durrington in the second. Here's Barry Wesson, who has 1 of the 5 Stinger hits. He singled in the first inning right before Will Nieves struck out to end the frame. Raggio, the big, tall right-hander, into the wind and the pitch, and that's a slider outside to Wesson in the count 1-0. Wesson, we talked about it last night, was in the Astros system last season, played for New Orleans, 111 games with them. Now here with Salt Lake, and he hits this one past the diving Chad Tracy at third and down the line. DeVore is over to cut it off. First on his way to second. The throw is just late. Wesson beat it with the slide, and that's a leadoff double for the Stingers here in the fourth.
Boy, I thought Cada had his glove down there where Wesson slid into it at the bag, but not the way the call goes.
I thought he just beat it. I thought his foot got in underneath Cada. DeVore did a nice job to go over and cut that ball off and make the strong throw. We know what kind of arm Devo has. Saw it on display last night. He made a good throw, and Cada did what you're supposed to do. Stood on the bag like nothing was happening, and the last tag down just a bit late. Here's Nieves now, and he swings and hits a bouncer back up the middle. Olsen has it in front of second. He throws to first, his only play. Nieves retired. Over to third goes Wesson, and there's 1 away here in the fourth. So Nieves is 0 for 2, but he advances the runner, does his job. Wesson 90 feet away, and here is Tom Gregorio swinging, leading off the second. 1 of 2 strikeouts Raggio has tonight. Al Padrique will pull the infield up now, trying to choke off that third run. Worked for the Stingers when they did it late in the ball game last night. Let's see if it pays off for the Sidewinders. Raggio from the stretch. Here's his first pitch, and that's a breaking ball that's inside to Gregorio, and the count 1-0. 2-5-0 for Salt Lake. 0-1-0 for the Sidewinders. Raggio trying to keep it at just a 2-run deficit. The righty has his sign. Here's the set. He checks the runner at third, and the pitch on the way. Another breaking ball across the inside corner, this time for a called strike. 1-1. Outfield pretty deep all the way around. DeVore in left, Ramirez in center, Gordon in right. Towards right center field. It is shifted. It was blowing in just before first pitch tonight, but now seems to be going towards that right field corner. Here's the 1-1 on the way. There's a ground ball to second. Runner's going to come home. Cada is coming there as well. The throw is not in time. He beat the tag. Scoring from third is Wesson. It's 3-0 Salt Lake, and Brad Cressy can't believe it. He thought he had the plate blocked. A ground ball that just got past Raggio. Cada had to backhand it, and his throw to the plate had the runner beat. Cressy thought he had it blocked, but the home plate umpire, Kevin Kelly, says Wesson slid in underneath it.
I think he was in under the tag. Close play, but Matt had to take a couple of steps. It was too late to get in at the plate.
That'll be an RBI for Gregorio, his 12th of the season, still just 1 out. That'll go as a fielder's choice that allows Gregorio to reach. Now here's Adonis Harrison. The lefty waits, and the first pitch is down low for ball 1, 1-0. Harrison is 0 for 1. He lined to left his first time. He's dropped below that 200 mark now. Began play last night right at 200. Ended up with just one hit in the ball game. Here's the 1-0 pitch to him, and that's a breaking ball off the outside corner, 2-0. Harrison will be followed by Trent Durrington here in the top of the fourth, 3-0 Salt Lake. Sidewinders just can't catch a break when the infield is in. When the Stingers bring their infield in, the run gets cut down at the plate. Sidewinders bring their infield in, and it doesn't pay off. There's a swing and a foul straight down at the plate by Harrison. And the count 2-1. Elcada made a good throw on that play. Cressy did what he was supposed to do, blocked the plate. But somehow Wesson found a way to just get his foot across the back corner and score the run. So 3-0 Salt Lake, 2-1 the count to Adonis Harrison, who asked for time before to the plate. See if Brady can induce a double play ball here. Infield is looking for it. Olson at short, Cada at second. And the 2-1 pitch is hit in the air to center field. Ramirez coming on. He's right there. Makes the catch. Now the throw back to first. They're going to get the runner doubled off. Gregorio had no idea how many outs there were. He was all the way down to second base. Ramirez threw behind him. And that will go as an 8-3 double play and a big base running mistake. Gregorio at first base. Stingers get a run on the hit. No errors and nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth, 3-0 Salt Lake.
Hi, this is Sherry Espinoza, Community Manager at the Tanca Verde Apartments. Find out how easy it is to rent a luxury studio, 1- or 2-bedroom apartment here at Tanca Verde.
Life is right, and the living is good at Tanca Verde. Rent now and move in for as low as $60 when you ask for the Sidewinders special, which includes free air conditioning at Tanca Verde. You will enjoy 2 resort-like pools, tennis, fully equipped fitness center, library, private movie theater, all in a multi-million-dollar recreation center. Find out why Tanca Verde has been named best by residents in 2003.
We'll treat you right at Tanca Verde. Our staff is specially trained to serve your needs. We offer the complete package, which guarantees the finest apartment living in Tucson. Join the home team today. With our great prices, these apartments are renting quick.
Call Tanca Verde at 886-8469 or rent online at paulashmgt.com and click on the Tanca Verde icon. Professionally managed by Paul Ash Management and Equal Housing Opportunity. If you have a growing business, we'd like to offer 2 thoughts. Congratulations and watch out. Your business insurance may not be keeping up with your growth. Mueller & Associates can help. Their independent agency works closely with many major insurance carriers. They can provide the added protection you need for things like new equipment, more employees, or a bigger facility. So, insurance protection. Call Mueller at 881-5760. 881-5760.
Bottom of the fourth inning here at Tucson Electric Park. Salt Lake on top of the Sidewinders by a score of 3-0. Brian Gordon, Steve Neal, and Brad Cressy will be the hitters due up against Steve Green, the righty for Salt Lake. Back playing this year after sitting out all of last season after undergoing Tommy John surgery. Green was having a good year back in 2001 when he got hurt. He had pitched in 10 games for the Stingers, was 6-2 with an ERA of 3.66. But it all came to an end in June. He was pitching against Portland actually June 1st against the Beavers, so exactly 2 years ago. He felt pain in his arm, ended up being a torn flexor muscle and ulnar collateral ligament damage. Sat out for a couple of weeks, then underwent Tommy John surgery on June 20th. Sat out all of last year, now back with the Stingers this season. Here's his first pitch to Gordon. That's pop foul off to the left side, 0-1. Green was placed on the DL a little bit earlier on this year with a sore right elbow. Missed a little bit of time, but beat Las Vegas in his last outing, going 7 innings and allowing just 2 runs on 6 hits. Here's his 0-1 to Gordon, and that's a little inside with the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. So allowed just 1 hit, a bunt single to Tim Olson in the first inning. Other than that, couple of walks, but nobody has come across the plate. Here's the pitch. Gordon swings and pops this one up. Out to short. He makes the catch. Gordon retired, and there's 1 away. So Brian is 0 for 2. Couple of pop-ups. 1 to Keith Johnson at third, 1 to Adonis Harrison at short, and now here is Steve Neal, who walked back in that second inning when the Sidewinders put 2 men on, but could not score when Ramirez bounced out to third. Steve at 292 with 4 homers. Green into the line. Here's his pitch. Neal swings and fouls this one off to the left, out of play, and it's 0-1. Neal last night walked ahead of Luis Torrero's strikeout in that 11th inning. 3 walks issued by Doug Nickel before he ended the threat. 0-1 pitch is hit foul down the left side again. Billy Martin led off that 11th inning with a base on balls. Brian Gordon hit the slow roller to short that allowed Martin to move up to second base. Doug DeVore then drew a walk. Robbie Hammock struck out swinging. Steve Neal drew a walk. And then Torrero took the called third strike to end the game. Here's the 0-2 to Neal, and that's just off the outside corner, 1-2. Well, earlier in the game, it looked like Kevin Kelly behind the plate had a little bit of a wide outside corner. Complaining about it. And it looks like maybe it worked that he has shortened up that corner a bit. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Neal swings and hits one towards first and over the glove of Nieves into right field, a base hit. That one was towards the hole. Nieves made a dive, and at the last second it skipped up over his glove. Neal will have a single. Now here is Brad Cressy, a strikeout victim his first time. Well, I mentioned the Green faced the Sidewinders earlier in the season back on April 9th here at Tucson Electric Park. Pitched 5 and surrendered 6 hits, 3 runs, just 1 of them earned. His defense let him down that night. They have been flawless so far here tonight, although Harrison did bungle what should have been a double play ball in the 3rd inning, still recorded an out, and then Green picked him up by getting the next 2 hitters. Here's Cressy, and the first pitch hit him. Came inside and just caught him maybe on the back of the bicep. Cressy has one of those big elbow guards a la Barry Bonds, and that will help null the pain of that. He will walk on down to first. Neal moves down to second, and on the sidewalk, first and second. And now here's Doug DeVore. He walked his first time. Devo at 274 with 4 homers and 22 RBIs. He came through with that triple, as Brett mentioned, in the 9th inning last night. Was cut down trying to come home. That was his only hit in 4 trips. Lefty waits very upright in that batter's box, bouncing the ash-colored bat off his shoulder, and now calls time. He's tired of waiting on Steve Green. Wind continues to blow out towards right field. Darren Erstad, couple of steps over towards right center. Big gap in left center for DeVore. That's where the triple went last night. Green comes set, has a look at the runners, and the first pitch is a breaking ball, swung on and missed, and the count 0-1. Very slow curve from Green there, and DeVore way out in front. I think he wanted to hold his swing up, but just couldn't do it and decided to go all the way through. Neal is at second. Cressy is at first. There's 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-0 Stingers lead. There's a called strike. Fastball outside corner, and it's 0-2. Boy, the Sidewinder struggled so badly. Last night, just 2 run the night before that, and a loss to Portland. 3 runs the night before that. All of them came in the 9th inning. Here's the 0-2 to DeVore. Another curveball. This one grounded foul outside the bag at first. Mike Bell is in the first base coach's box right now. Sidewinders have a nice little rotation, getting everybody involved. We saw Danny Ramirez coaching first last night when Luis Torrero was over there. Brett, you were talking about Al Padrique giving up the stop sign to Torrero. Even Danny Ramirez tried to help him out by telling him it wasn't time to run. But Louis had other ideas. 0-2. Here's the pitch. DeVore swings, lines it foul. Left side out of play.
No, it's one of those situations you try and make it. In that, sometimes want so badly to be the individual that can make the big effort that it ends up hurting your team.
I would say that's Barry just gets too keyed up at times. Here's the 0-2 to DeVore. That's down and in, and the count 1-2. I mean, we seem to see that a lot with him, that he will take that big swing. We talked about that a little bit last night, trying to make the huge play instead of the easy one, but he will learn. He is still a very, very young player. You like the fact that he wants to be the guy in the limelight. He wants to be the guy that makes the big play. You just have to harness that a little bit. 1-2 the count to DeVore. Here's the pitch, and Doug takes a called third strike inside corner. He is out, and he will have some parting words for Kevin Kelly as he heads back to the dugout. 2 away now for Danny Ramirez. That looked like another one of those two-seamers, that pitch that has become so popular over the last couple of years. Started off the inside corner and run it back. DeVore took it. He is out on strikes. That's the second strikeout of the night for Steve Green, and both of them have been looking. Now it will be up to Ramirez, and the first pitch to him is swung on and in towards second. Durrington has it. He will flip to Harrison, covering in time, and that will end the inning. On a hit, no errors, and a couple left. We will go to the top of the fifth. Salt Lake on top, 3-0.
Hi, this is Sherry Espinoza, Community Manager at the Tanque Verde Apartments. Find out how easy it is to rent a luxury studio, 1- or 2-bedroom apartment here at Tanque Verde.
Life is right, and the living is good at Tanque Verde. Rent now and move in for as low as $60 when you ask the Sidewinders special, which includes free air conditioning at Tanque Verde. You'll enjoy 2 resort-like pools, tennis, fully equipped fitness center, library, and private movie theater, all in a multi-million center. Has been named best by residents in 2003.
We'll treat you right at Tanque Verde. Our staff is specially trained to serve your needs. We offer which guarantees the finest apartment living in Tucson. Join the home team today. With our great prices, these apartments are renting quick.
Call Tanque Verde at 886-8469 or rent online at paulashmgt.com and click on the Tanque Verde icon. Professionally managed by Paul Ash Management, an equal housing opportunity.
Hey, what's fresh, red, and 10 years old? Don't know. It's the Northwest Explorer newspaper. Fresh with in-depth reporting from the #1 community journalists in the state. Red from cover to cover for news, features, schools, and more. Plus, it's their 10th anniversary. Is there any cake? Sure, whatever you want. But check out their contest all year round for a chance to win fabulous prizes. Fresh, red, and 10 years old? Yeah, Explorer, your award-winning community newspaper. Call 797-4384 today.
We have an email from Tim Olson's Dan Lane. He says, the high school season in North Dakota starts around the 1st of April. We were talking about that earlier. He says, due to the inclement weather, it starts about the middle of April. Depending on the program you play for and how far you advance in the high school state tournaments and Legion tournaments, games vary. But he said, Tim played in his senior year. They won the championship at St. Mary's High School in Bismarck. His Legion team, the Bismarck Governors, won the state tournament and went to the regionals, and they played approximately 100 games. Well, that's not too bad. Probably why Tim was able to kind of blossom, go to JUCO, and then to Florida, on to the Diamondbacks.
3-0 Stingers as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Top of the order, Trent Durrington for that 8-3 double play ended things in the top of the Oreo got caught sleeping off of first base. Raggio into the wind. Here's his first pitch to Durrington. Ball called to strike, 0-1. Good pitch there from Raggio. We haven't seen a whole lot of that through the first 4 innings. Really snapped that curveball off. He nods yes to his next sign. The wind, the 0-1. Durrington swings and chops one deep in the hole. It's short. Olson has it, jumps and throws from the outfield grass, and that's going to be over the head of the and into the stands, and that will allow Durrington to go down to second. Well, Tim tried to make the incredible play there. The Derek Jeter jumping throw from deep in the hole, and he just airmailed Martin at first base. So Durrington will get the infield single and go to second on the throwing error. And now Darren Erstad will come up. Erstad is 1 for 2. Singleton scored in the first. Bounced out to Olson at shortstop in the second inning. We talked about that. A pair of players from North Dakota. Got to be a thrill for Tim to play against Erstad here in this series. First pitch to Erstad has popped up. Left side of the infield. Tracy is calling for it in on the grass. He will make the catch. Holding at second, Durrington. Erstad is out. There's one away, and that could be a big first out for Raggio.
You didn't see Tim running over there saying, Jack, get out of the way. I've got this one. I'm going to take care of Mr. Erstad.
Tim made a heads-up play. He was running towards third base just in case.
Yes, he was.
Those little things that go unnoticed sometimes, but that's what you have to do. Here's Rob Quinlan now. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Last night, Quinlan had a couple of hits. Both were doubles. One drove in a run. He now has 32 RBIs in the season. Big wide open stance from the right side, and Raggio's first pitch is fouled straight back off the screen. 0-1. Quinlan, another one of those guys that he goes a couple of at-bats without getting a hit, and you start to get worried if you're the opposing team. because you're just waiting for his bat to come alive. More often than not last season, this was a situation in which it came alive. With a runner on second, here's the 0-1 pitch. That's high with a fastball. And the count 1-1. Mentioned Quinlan last night, the Angels minor league player of the year. He's just waiting to get his shot up. Knows it should be coming very quickly, however, the way he continues to hit. Here's the 1-1, and he swings and fouls this one off to the right, 1-2. Sometimes it's tough to be in the minor league system of a world championship club. We talked about it earlier in the season that the Angels decided they were going to keep everything status quo, and that meant Rob Quinlan was destined to start again in Salt Lake this year. Down in the count here, 1-2. Raggio set, and now he will turn and look back Durrington at second base. He gets back to the bag easily. Neither Cada nor Olsen paying a whole lot of attention to him.
And sometimes the organization you're in, coming in as a youngster, changes so much by the time you get to this level. No longer a laughing stock, now a world champion.
Here's another 1-2, and that's down and in. Went to the breaking ball again against Quinlan and missed, and the count 2-2.
Case in point, Jason Conti, when he was with Tucson, when he was drafted, he said, I'm with an expansion team. The road to the majors might be easier. By the time he got to AAA, they were a world championship team with a lot of free agents, and the roster movement was much more difficult than other teams.
Good point, how quickly things change. 2-2 to Quinlan. Fastball backs him off the plate, high and in. Now the count has gone full to 3-2. Keith Johnson, the hero of last night, waiting on deck. By 3, it is 3-0 Salt Lake here in the top of the 5th. 2 runs for the Stingers in the first, 1 more in the 4th. Payoff pitch, runner goes. That is inside ball 4, and Cressy never made a throw. Tracy was over there to cover. Brad acted like he didn't even know the runner was going. That'll be a 1-out walk for Quinlan. Durrington will get the stolen base. Now runners on the corners with 1 out for Johnson. How about Quinlan being very patient right there after falling behind in the count 1-2. Comes back to get the walk. He had just 40. Now Johnson, 0 for 1, grounded out to third in his last at bat at the sacrifice fly to deep right field in the first inning that scored Erstad. Raggio looking for that double play. He is a sinker slider guy, likes to keep the ball down in the zone. And the first pitch, the breaking ball hammered down the left field line, but well foul. That's headed for the clubhouse, and it's 0-1. That walk to Quinlan, the first free pass of the night for Raggio. Just looking at his numbers from his time in the Atlantic League, he issued just 6 walks against 25 strikeouts. So not a guy that likes to put people on. There's a toss to first, and back to the bag standing is Quinlan. Not that any pitcher really likes to put people on, but some have a harder time not doing it than others. Raggio steps off for a moment, now back up on top of the hill. This could be a key situation in this game. 0-1 pitch to Johnson. Breaking ball inside, 1-1. Double play here gets the Sidewinders out of the base hit. 4-0 game, and each run just seems huge, especially when you're the Sidewinders struggling so badly offensively. 1-1 the count with 1 out. Here's the pitch, slide step, fastball, swung on and missed. Went upstairs, and Johnson couldn't get it in the count 1-2. I like how Raggio varies it out there. He has a short leg kick, but sometimes he'll go to the slide step, and that'll keep the runners off balance. Quinlan over at first does have 6 stolen bases in 7 attempts so far this season. Durrington takes his walking lead off of third. Johnson back in, awaiting the 1-2 pitch. And it's on the way, and that's a ground ball towards second. Cada has it. He will go to second for 1. Is in time to get him. That's an outstanding. And the inning is over. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-0 Salt Lake.
Hey, Tucson, it's time to get in touch with your inner Sam at Famous Sam's, Tucson's original restaurant and sports bar. Famous Sam's has real fun, real food, and spirits to spare. Talk about eat fresh. Our oversized, overstuffed sandwiches are made from the highest quality meats, cheeses, and breads. Hey, and wouldn't fresh cut fries that come from actual potatoes be nice? Let's talk about burger royalty. Our half-pound burgers are really made your way. And if you're hungry after 10 p.m., don't sit in your car like a clown or red-headed stepchild. Famous Sam serves our entire menu until midnight. Come in, sit down, grab a brew, and shoot some pool anytime. We're not mega Chicago or New York. Famous Sam's started in Tucson 40 years ago, and every Famous Sam's is locally owned and operated. We know what you want and when you want it, because, hey, Tucson, we're Tucson too. Get in touch with your inner Sam at any one of Tucson's 12 Famous Sam's locations. Famous Sam's is Tucson's original restaurant and sports bar. Come in and get in touch with your inner Sam.
Make sure to try spring water. Our water originates from deep protected mountain springs in Arizona, far from pollutants, city life, and people. Sedona Springs water enhances the flavors of juices, soups, pastas, and vegetables. And on a hot summer day in Arizona, there's nothing more refreshing than a cold drink of our natural spring water. So call 86099 to try Sedona Springs water, and we'll deliver a free case of our fresh mountain spring water at your doorstep to sample.
Bottom of the fifth inning here at Tucson Electric Park, and it's time for this week in PCL baseball, brought to you by Famous Sam's. There's always something happening at Famous Sam's. Well, it was in 1989 that Tom Dries of the Vancouver Canadians became the PCL history to throw no-hitters in Tukey, blanked the 1-0. I think you had a note on this the other day, didn't you, that he went on to throw another no-hitter later in the season? I believe that was
3 total.
Yeah, 3 total.
That's amazing when you think about that.
That's This Week in PCL Baseball, brought to you by Famous Sam's for fun, food, and spirits. Famous Sam's, 3-0 Stingers. Matt Cato will lead it off against Steve Green. Sidewinders again getting base runners, just cannot get them home. They have left 6 men on base through the first 4 innings. Cato 0 for 1. He grounded out to second to open the game. And the first pitch is a big breaking ball that missed a little bit low, and the count 1-0. Cato walked in the third, but was erased on Olson's ground ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one misses off the inside corner. Looked like he tried the two-seamer again, but just couldn't bring it back. And the count 2-0 to Cato. Green working very quickly into the line. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball low. 3-0. So 2 breaking balls and a two-seamer, and Green hasn't gotten the call on any of them. Let's see if Cato is green lighted 3-0 or if he's going to be taken all the way. Looks like he's taking. He is. Fastball right there, called a strike, 3-1. Tim Olson waits on deck. Chad Tracy after that. And Cato swings and pops it foul. That'll make the seats on the left side. And the ball rattles off the sun visor over there. The ball that made it up into the booth last night, snagged by Mr. Dolan in the net, got quite scuffed up on that sun visor. That thing had some big-time tears in the seams. Here's the payoff pitch to Cato. He hits this one in the air to right. Barry Wesson coming in. He's there, makes the catch. Cato is retired, and there's one away.
I hope it was from the sun visor.
Well, I'll tell you what. If that ball was being scuffed by the pitcher, that was one of the greatest scuff jobs in history, because if Ricky Metallico was doing that much work to the baseball and nobody... Here's Olson. He dropped down the bunt single in the first inning. And the first pitch to him, he fisted this one into shallow right. Still coming. He's there. Reaches up. Makes the catch. Olson is retired quickly. 2 away. A couple of pop-ups to right get us started here in the 5th. And, you know, the longer this goes on, the more frustrated the Sidewinders have to become. And that can lead to bad things. That's why they say it all the time. You just can't press. You have to do what you always do and know that eventually things will happen. Eventually it's got to come around.
Boy, you hope, because it's been a tough stretch.
Tracy in there from the left side. Here's the first pitch to him. He takes a fastball high and in, and the count 1-0.
This is no offense to Steve Green, but there have been some stretches this year where Tucson's made some very poor pitchers look very good, and that's what you want to turn around in a hurry.
There's the line, the 1-0 from Green. Tracy pops it up. This is on the infield. Harrison coming in from short. Johnson is there as well. It'll be Keith Johnson who makes the catch. And just like that, the Sidewinders are done. No errors, nobody left. We'll go to the top of the 6th, 3-0. So
Auto Service. Experience the difference. Gemini was created to meet a growing demand for auto service that is professional, dependable, and friendly. With Gemini Automotive Care, El Campo does more than help cars run smoothly. They send drivers home happy. You'll know exactly what you're paying for with no hidden costs or fees. El Campo Tire with 6 locations, open 7 days a week. Ask about the $14.99 oil, lube, filter, and tire rotation. Gemini Automotive Care by El Campo. Experience the difference.
Celebrate your child's birthday at Tucson Electric Park with food, drink, cake, souvenirs, and a Sidewinders baseball game. We'll take care of all the arrangements for a birthday party your child will never forget. Call today. Package. It includes 3 to 12. 1 soft drink, a birthday cake, souvenirs for all kids, and a special souvenir for the birthday boy or girl. Call 434-1021 for more information and book your birthday package with the Tucson Sidewinders today.
The city of Tucson's going to build a bridge across I-10 from one side of Rio Nuevo to the other. It is a bridge too far. Can you imagine how high this bridge has to be over the interstate? Higher than the lamps. And they're going to have it caged so people won't jump off of it or throw things off of it. It's going to cost millions. We don't have streets to drive on. And we're going to have a bridge worth millions? It's a bridge too far. Listen to me, the John C. Scott Talk Show. Commentary each day, Monday through Friday, on this radio station, 10 to 1.
Major League Scoreboard brought to you by Jiffy Lube, the well-oiled machine. 10 innings today. Cleveland beat the White Sox 5-4. Billy Koch, another loss. Yankees in 17 innings beat the Tigers 10-9. Alfonso Soriano, his 17th homer. Toronto beat Boston 11-8 in that game where B.K. Kim made his American League debut. Anaheim beat the Devil Rays 9-4 behind Aaron Seeley, who also rehabbed this year for the Stingers. Baltimore 5. Hit his 16th. Oakland on winning. They swept Minnesota 9-5. Garcia the win in that one. Arizona won 10-4. Montreal lost a doubleheader in Philadelphia. Brewers topped the Dodgers 4-3. It was Colorado losing to San Francisco 4-0. The Cubs losing to the Astros 9-3. And the Cardinals over Pittsburgh 5-4.
Here's Adam Riggs to lead it off for the Stingers. Brady Raggio into the line, and the first pitch is a slider off the outside corner, and the count 1-0. Stingers on top by a score of 3-0. One note to add to the Major League Scoreboard here. Get it in after this pitch is Raggio into the line. And the 1-0 to Riggs is a chopper to short. Olsen has it on the second hop, throws to first. That's a nice play by Tim Olsen. That ball and then just seemed to hug the dirt. Olsen had to reach down to get it and then throw on the run, but Riggs is out 6-3. You mentioned Anaheim, a winner today behind Aaron Seeley. Jeff DeVannen, who we saw in a Stingers uniform a little bit earlier this year, had a big day. A couple of home runs, had 4 RBIs. Here's Wesson, and the first pitch to him is a fastball for strike 1. DeVannen just been playing real well since going up to the Angels. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Wesson fouls this one back off to the right, out of play, and the count 0-2. I asked Steve Clarkey, the broadcaster for the Stingers, I said, what's going on with DeVannen? He said the Angels can't get rid of him. Apparently the word is that Anaheim isn't completely enamored with him, but he's been hitting so well that they can't send him back down. Here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a ground ball to second. Matt Cata has it on about 3 bounces. He throws out Wesson, and there's 2 away.
Well, it's funny how that works out. Sometimes guys get a chance, make the most of it, and force your hand in some senses if you're a manager.
Now Will Nieves, the first baseman. Nieves is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground ball to short. He started last night in the 8th spot and came through with a couple of hits, 2 for 4. He was intentionally walked in the 11th inning before Adonis Harrison flied to left. Raggio winds, delivers, and there's a called strike, breaking ball in the inside corner, and the count 0-1.
By the way, the Mariners, we talked about them being red hot. Their win today made them 14-0 in day games.
0-1 pitch. There's a bouncer to short. Olsen has this one on 2 true hops, throws across in time, and a very quick 1-2-3 top of the 6th. For Salt Lake, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We'll go to the home half. Stingers on top, 3-0.
In this unstable economy, there's still one secure investment, your home. Copper Country Construction is Tucson-owned and Tucson-operated. Experience to turn your dreams into the reality of custom home design and development. Copper Country also specializes in enhancing and creating more value for the home you live in with cost-efficient additions or remodels. There's a delicate balance in construction cost versus value. Copper Country knows that balance. Call now, 326-8334. Copper Country Construction, 326-8334.
Are you looking for the best insurance value? Mueller & Associates represents several major insurance companies so they can shop around and get you the most for your money. Whether you need homeowners, auto, life, or business insurance, Mueller & Associates is nearby for a prompt, courteous service. To learn more, call 881-5760. That's 881-5760. Mueller & Associates is a proud sponsor of Tucson Sidewinders Baseball.
A fun-filled fiesta season with the taste of Mexico and the American Southwest will fill Tucson Electric Park with Mariachi Mondays at 11 Tucson Sidewinders home games. School and community-based mariachi groups will compete for prizes. Mariachi Mondays promises to be one of the most colorful and exciting pregame and in-game activities with the Tucson Sidewinders. Mariachi music and baseball make a great combination of mariachi season at Tucson Electric Park.
Your information station, AM 990 KTKT Tucson.
On we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. Salt Lake on top of Tucson by a score of 3-0. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Sidewinders. Billy Martin will be first. Martin is 0 for 2. He has flied to center and grounded out to short, and so far Steve Green has held the Tucson offense in check. And what must Brady Rogers at this point in time? Over his last 33 2/3 innings on the mound, that's 4 starts in the Atlantic League, and this start here tonight, 33 2/3 innings, his offense a total of 2 runs for him. Raggio continues to pitch well, however. After those 2 runs in the first inning, he's been pretty good. Allowed the RBI to Tom Gregorio in the fourth, but that was a close play at the plate and almost turned into an out. As it stands, it's 3-0, and here is Martin, and Green's first pitch is a curveball hit to short. Harrison has it. He's up with it, throws across. Martin is retired 6-3, although Nieves had a tough time finding the bag over there, but kept his foot on it. The put out is recorded. Martin is 0 for 3, and there's 1 out. Takes somebody who's pretty mentally tough to watch their offense continue to flounder behind them and still go out and make their pitches.
Well, you don't have much choice, I guess. You need to try and keep from being too fine, trying to make everything too perfect.
Here's Gordon now. The lefty waits. The first pitch, breaking ball, called to strike, outside corner, and it's 0-1. Gordon tonight is 0 for 2. Couple of pop-ups for him. Here's the pitch, high with a fastball, and the count 1-1. Gordon out in right field tonight continues to lead the Sidewinders with 7 home runs and 37 RBIs. Here's the wind, the 1-1 pitch. Gordon hits this one foul down the left field line out of play, and now it's 1-2. Boy, Steve Green doesn't give you a whole lot of time to talk between pitches. He gets the ball, and he is ready to go again. There's no messing around with him on the mounds. His game times are probably around 2 hours the way he pitches. Here's his 1-2 on the way to Gordon. He swings and pops this one foul back at the plate. Like that. You know, they will tell the catcher, put the sign down and let's go. I'm not out here to stand around. I'm out here to play baseball. And the fielders love it. I mean, they love a guy that will get up on top of the mound and throw the pitch because it keeps them in the game. Here's another 1-2 to Gordon, and that's a fastball too far inside. And they count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, especially when things are working for you, you can just keep that rhythm going. Keeps hitters guessing.
Green the line, the 2-2 inside, 3-2. One of the things Matt Williams said a couple of weeks ago, they were talking to him about playing behind different pitchers, and he said, you know, as great as it is to play with a Randy Johnson or a Kurt Schilling, it's tough sometimes because you just don't expect the ball to be hit. You think they're going to strike everybody out. 3-2 to Gordon. That's hammered foul down the right field line. Out of play, and that may have almost smoked somebody. In fact, I think it did get somebody. Somebody tried to make a play on that ball and got hit. My goodness, doubled over down there. That was a screaming liner. Well, we've seen enough of that. Somebody got hit in the face yesterday. Here's another 3-2, and Gordon swings and misses. He went back to the curveball, and Bryan was way out in front. That's another strikeout for Green. His third of the night. First time he has gotten somebody swinging. The other two were looking. And now with 2 outs, Steve Neal will come up. Any update from down there? Get a good look at all? I couldn't see. Well, here's Neal. He's been on base twice. Walked back in the second inning and singled in the first pitch fastball upstairs, and the count 1-0. Gordon really hammered that ball foul before striking out, pulled his hands in on an inside fastball. Neal awaits the 1-0. Here it is. Big curveball called a strike. Steve Green is really having a lot of success with that breaking pitch right now. Snapping it off in the strike zone, and the Sidewinders don't seem to have a lot of desire to swing at it. There's a big swing from Neal at a fastball. He comes up empty, and it's 1-2. Just 2 hits for Tucson through 5 2/3 here tonight. And again, as Brett mentioned earlier, trying to avoid their 5th consecutive defeat. Here's the 1-2 from Green. The throw will go down to first to complete the strikeout. Nieves has it, steps on the bag, and that's another 1-2-3 inning. The last 8 Sidewinders that have come to the plate have been set down, and we go to the top of the 7th with Salt Lake on top, 3-0.
We're back in the locker room talking with Bob of Citizens Transfer. Bob, as an all-star, you seem to get things done quickly, efficiently, and carefully.
That's right. We took careful possession of everything in the house. Game plan was executed perfectly, and everyone performed error-free. We knew our destination, we arrived at it, and with a little TLC, we simply reversed the process.
No breaks and on time.
Well, that's it. In this game, it's timing and care to make sure the winner.
Hey, thanks, Bob. Chalk up another victory for Citizens Transfer and Storage. If you're moving around town, around the country, or around the world, call Citizens at 623-6301. Back to the studio.
You know, our ad's been in the daily paper for a long time, and I haven't seen one new client yet.
Well, this afternoon I overheard some people talking about Northwest Tucson's only community newspaper, the Northwest Explorer.
Is it new?
No, they've been around for 10 years. They let us know what's going on in our neighborhood and lots more. Remember? The kids' pictures at school were in there last week.
Oh, yeah, those were great.
So many people read it, maybe that's where you should run your ad.
The Northwest Explorer, your award-winning community newspaper. Call 784 today.
Take a trip back in time every Tuesday for Toros Tuesdays at Tucson Electric Park. To celebrate 35 years of AAA baseball in the Old Pueblo, the Tucson Sidewinders will wear Toros uniforms. Tuffy the Toro will also be at the ballpark, as well as special prices on programs, peanuts, popcorn, and more. The actual game-worn Toros uniforms will be given away on August 9th. For more information on Tucson Toros or any Sidewinders home game, call 434-1021. That's 434-1021.
Well, Brady Raggio has pitched very well for the Sidewinders tonight in his AAA debut, but he's trailing right now. We go to the 7th inning. It's a 3-0 Salt Lake lead, and once again, here's Brett.
Well, it'll be Gregorio, Harrison, and Durrington. 8-9-1. Just 2 hits for the Sidewinders, so Raggio's job is to keep this close enough so that Tucson can find a way to get some runs later on in this one. Gregorio drove in a run with that fielder's choice back in the 4th. That close play at the plate with the infield in and Cato throwing across in.
I think Brad is still in disbelief as to how Barry Wesson got around him to get the plate.
For Gregorio, it was his 12th run driven in. Right-handed batter. And here's the first pitch. That's in for a strike. Anthony. Activity just beginning now in the Tucson bullpen. Might be one of the newcomers.
No, it's Lee Marshall.
There's a ground ball back up the middle. Olson's been a busy man near second. Throws on the run in time. And Gregorio retired. For Olson, he has had 4 assists today. He's caught a pop-up, make it 5 assists, I believe. Then he was part of that double play in the 5th, had another. Had a throwing error in the 5th on that single by Durrington when he went deep in the hole and he air-mailed one over the head of Martin. Here's Harrison. He hit into that 8-3 double play back in the 4th inning. Left-handed batter, no batter's gloves, and Raggio comes down and misses.
Well, it was just a couple weeks ago when somebody would be up throwing in the bullpen. We could tell who it was right away. Now we're checking numbers and scouring rosters to find out who's down there.
Here's the one to Harrison. That's in the dirt. You know, sometimes when new guys roll in, you go down to the clubhouse and introduce yourself. And today, or the last couple of days, you know, you look for the new guy and you know who it is. Now there's 4 or 5 new guys and you aren't sure who the new guy is with a name. Really is a fact-finding mission. Pitch 3-0.
Almost more guys you don't know as opposed to guys you do know.
That's true.
Turnover every single day lately.
It's like opening day all over again, which might not be a bad idea. That was the Bill Veeck promotion we heard about. 3-0 to Harrison. Inside, ball 4. He walks with 1 away here in the 7th. And that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Trent Durrington, who has been a very tough out today. Durrington 3. He scored a run. He was left stranded at second and third so far in our game. Give you a quick update on the Diamondbacks organization this inning. El Paso lost again yesterday. They're starting to struggle. They lost to Wichita 10-1. Lake Elsinore beaten Lancaster 11-7 despite 5 runs driven in and 4 hits for Kyle Nichols. Good breaking ball for a strike at the knees to Trent Durrington. South Bend beat Clinton 5-4. Tucson lost 3-2 in 11 innings. Around the PCL, it's also been a busy day. Now, Chad Hermanson, who is from the Salt Lake area. Tucson pitches out. Harrison Bluff going and then slammed to the brakes. Hermanson has 4 homers in 3 games. He hit a couple the other day. 5 hits, 4 runs driven in yesterday. Las Vegas went to Portland and beat the Beavers 10-0 after Portland won 2 in a row against Tucson. There's a toss to first and Harrison back and standing. Also, Jamie Wright, a pitcher who considered signing with the Diamondbacks, which would have meant Tucson, ended up signing with Oklahoma, the Rangers AAA team. He had a complete game shutout. 11 strikeouts yesterday. Oklahoma beat Colorado Springs 2-0. The 1-1 breaking ball. Strike inside corner. I think Durrington disagrees. One on, one out here in the 7th inning. Marshall continues to throw down in the Tucson bullpen. That pitch way inside and low again, 2-2. Well, Raggio's job right now is just to try and keep this again at that 3-run deficit, give Tucson a chance in the bottom of the 7th. It has been a struggle over these last couple of games. Runner goes, swinging a tapper foul by Durrington. Boy, Mike Brumley and the Stingers, a very aggressive team. We have seen that over the last couple of years. And nothing has certainly changed. Outfield and infield pretty much straight away. No wind to speak of tonight. Durrington in pursuit of his 4th hit. Here's the pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. Olsen's going to field it again. He's going to step on second. Fires to first. Double play. Scoop by Martin. A 6-3 twin killing turned over by the Sidewinders to end the inning. Olsen frame. 1 walk. Nobody left. It's stretch time from Tucson Electric Park. 3-0 Stingers.
Life is right, and living is good at Tanque Verde Apartments. Rent now and take advantage of great rental deals from $420. Move in now for as low as $60 at the Tanque Verde Apartments. 2 resort-like pools, center with real hardwood racquetball courts, fully equipped fitness rooms, movie theater, and library. Features you would find only at a much higher price elsewhere. Find out why Tanque Verde has been rated best by residents in 2003. Call today, 886-8469. $60 moves you in on the Sidewinder special to any of Tanque Verde's spacious studio, 1 or 2 bedroom apartment homes. At Tanque Verde, air conditioning is free.
Hi, I'm Sherry Espinoza, community manager at Tanque Verde. Verde. You will love our beautiful community. Call 886-8469 and join the home team at Tanca Verde.
Rent online at paulashmgt.com and click on Tanca Verde. Professionally managed by Paul Ash Management and Equal Housing Opportunity.
Brand new this season, it's the Sidewinders Kids Club for kids 12 and under. Membership in the club is free, and you receive a t-shirt, free admission to 3 Kids Club games, and discount pricing on Papa John's Pizza. The Kids Club games are also preceded by an event with the players, like an autograph signing or a question and answer session with the Sidewinders. Kids 12 and under are eligible. Call 434-1021 for more information. Don't delay. Call today and join the Sidewinders Kids Club.
Find out. 3-0 Stingers as the Sidewinders get set to bat here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Well, the Sidewinders again have just 2 hits. They had a single in the first. It was a bunt single. A single by Neal in the 4th. That is it. Steve Green has retired the last 7 batters in a row since he hit Brad Cressy back in the 4th. He'll get Cressy, DeVore, and Ramirez. Well, maybe a couple of notes on this date in baseball history. We'll get Tucson out of their funk. Again, we put this to the test over the last couple of days, and it has a pretty good test again tonight. Today in baseball history, brought to you by Sports History Incorporated, bringing you the most interesting, informative, and intriguing facts in the world of sports. Do you suppose June the 1st has been a good one?
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so is right. Up tosses.
I mentioned a little bit earlier that for Steve Green, this is the 2-year anniversary when he blew out his arm.
Yeah.
Good way to celebrate tonight. He's thrown a shutout through 6 innings.
How about this for a nod note? 1921, for the first time in history, umpires began rubbing the balls with mud, destroying the natural new ball look, which leaves the factory. Every day when I get here, it seems like Matt Smith has that mud all over his fingers, rubbing down the new baseballs.
Does that come from the Mississippi River still? Is that where they get it from?
It comes from a New Jersey farm owned by Lena Blackburn, a coach with the Philadelphia A's. I'm glad you asked. Here's Brad Cressy. That pitch, breaking ball, slipped out of Green's hand, never in danger of being in the zone. I bet when Matt came to work today, he didn't realize this was the anniversary in 1921 that they began rubbing the balls with mud. Brad looks at a curve, down and away, 2-0.
He'll probably want to have some sort of ceremony in the clubhouse after the game.
Birthday cake of some sort. Cressy looks at a fastball outside. 3-0.
Be welcome in the clubhouse.
I would agree. Boy, the Booster Club always does a great job taking over those pastries and those desserts. Every day it's like going to the grocery store, walking down that aisle, and just having 3 rings.
Masters Booster Club, I think.
You think? Be a small one. Cressy looks at a strike, a fastball down the chute, 3-1.
Sure, we could scare up a couple of family members or something.
There are points all across the country. Fastball strike again. It was 3-0 to Cressy. Now it is 3-2.
Yeah, the Postal Service does wonders getting, fresh baked cookies and things delivered.
That I won't turn down. The line, the payoff pitch, ground ball back up the middle. Harrison has a deflector off the heel of his glove, and Cressy will reach, and we'll see if that is a hit. It may very well be. And a couple of times tonight, Ryan, I was talking about how Harrison played those balls casually off to the side and didn't get the true Tucson Electric Park hop, and there he did.
Yeah, that one right. Yeah, that will go as a base hit. That one's right off his glove, and that was going to be a tough play for him. Problem with is the glove. I mean, he's been indecisive at times, and when he first came up to Salt Lake, the reports say that he would take forever on. He would gather on a ground ball, and he'd take 3 or 4 steps before he threw to first base because he just wanted to make sure that everything was perfect.
Here's Doug DeVore, walked and struck out today, looks at a fastball over the inside corner, and Doug just shakes his head no, disagreeing with Kevin Kelly.
If Doug has one more of those called, he's about to go Johnny Roseboro on Kevin Kelly back there. He can't believe that all these pitches are right across the inside corner.
He's moving those hands back to the body, and they end up being called strikes.
And now you see Green working very quickly again, and DeVore called time and stepped out. Green likes to work quickly out there, that's for sure.
Leadoff single for the Sidewinders, just their 3rd hit today, and Cressy draws a throw and goes back in standing.
1975, Nolan Ryan tied a Major League record by pitching a no-hitter for the 4th time in his career. It was also Ryan's 100th career win. The record originally set by Sandy Koufax. Doug swings and fouls one back.
Suppose when he got to 4 no-hitters, he had any idea that there was 3 more to go?
No, I bet he didn't. He had 200 more wins to go, too, and I wondered if he knew that. It would be another 6 years before Ryan would get his 5th, and then, of course, go on as you mentioned, a pick of 7. No balls and a couple of strikes to Devo. The scoreboard says 0-1. Should be 0-2. Pitches up and away. Missing. Ramirez, Stefano. If Tucson could get a couple of guys on for the top of the lineup, maybe they can find a way to get back in this one. Big crowd yesterday, and a nice crowd for a Sunday night, but they have been very quiet. The pitch to Devo swings and misses at a slow, tantalizing breaking ball. That is a strikeout. Another K for Green. That is Ramirez, who has grounded out twice today.
That's Green's 3rd strikeout in the last 4 hitters he faced, and I think all of them have come on that big, slow breaking ball down low. Another one that bounced. Steve Neal chased a very similar pitch to end the 6th inning.
Yes, he did. Tomaoka threw a perfect game in the International League on the state in 2000. As Ramirez shoots bunt, takes one way inside. That was only the 3rd perfect game in 117 years, and I think the PCLs had 2 in 99, now 100 years. 1-0 to Danny is out and away from him. 2 balls, no strikes.
And you think about everything that has to go right to throw a perfect game. We were talking about when Andrew Good was on the mound that why it's so hard to throw a no-hitter. Somebody can basically throw their bat at the ball, flare it out into shallow right field, and there goes your no-hitter, your perfect game. It's unbelievable.
2-0 to Danny, gets under it, lost it in the air to shallow right. On comes Barry Wesson. He's there. He will make the catch after 2 quick outs. And it'll bring up Matt Cato. Well, I can't say June the 1st was too impressive, you know. Now that I've...
Yeah, we got Mudd, a minor league no-hitter. We got Nolan Ryan. That was pretty good.
I'll throw one more in just because we have time. 1987, Phil Niekro of the Indians notched a victory, making his brother Joe Niekro and him the winningest pitching brothers in Major League history. Can you guess the duo? I'm guessing you can. Who they surpassed? As Cato swings and fouls one back.
I should know this. Why am I blanking on this?
I'm not sure. Maybe I just threw you for a loop there. Cressy at first, 2 away. Here in the Sidewinders' 7th inning. Cato throws his bat at it, slaps it down the left field line. Riggs had him played perfectly and makes the running grab in fair territory. It was the Perrys, Gaylord and Jim. Tucson a single and a man left. And just like that, we have nothing Stingers.
At Mega Mart do oil changes now.
We do? Oh, right, we do. In fact, I'm the oil guy.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's see. What if I put it in here?
That's my gas tank.
Wow, my bad. How about there?
That's my windshield wiper fluid.
Oh, yuck, right?
Do you know where the oil goes?
Well, I believe it's in the engine area or the trunk area. I know it's in the vehicle itself.
Excuse me, sir. I believe I can help.
Who are you?
I'm Jack from the J Team at Jiffy Lube. We're a finely tuned team of Jiffy Lube certified trained technicians will give you a complete service review, including your manufacturer's recommendations with every signature service oil change. Let's check your tires, top off fluids, and vacuum. Not to mention, put your oil in the right place.
That sounds great. Let's go.
Hey, you're leaving?
That's right, son.
Bummer. Can I come?
No. Remember, when it comes to changing your oil, there's the J Team, and then there's everybody else.
The J-Team. Only a Jiffy Lube, the well-oiled machine.
Celebrate your child's birthday at Tucson Electric Park with food, drink, cake, souvenirs, and a Sidewinders baseball game. We'll take care of all the arrangements for a birthday party your child will never forget. Call today and reserve your birthday package. It includes general admission ages 3 to 12, 2 slices of Papa John's pizza per child, 1 soft drink, a birthday cake, souvenirs for all kids, and a special souvenir for the birthday boy or girl. Call 434-1021 for more information and book your birthday package with the Tucson Sidewinders today.
Well, Brady Raggio's night is done after 7 strong innings. He will leave trailing, however, as Lee Marshall comes on out of the Sidewinder bullpen to make his 19th appearance of the year. Marshall is 1-4 with an ERA of 7.5. In 30 innings, he's given up 45 hits, 27 runs, 25 of them earned. He has struck out 22, walked 15. Opponents are hitting .363 against him. And this Nextel Direct Connect to the bullpen is brought to you online at Nextel.com. Very impressive outing for Brady Raggio in the start here tonight, Brett.
Yes, it was. 7 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Marshall saw in the face Erstad, Quinlan, and Johnson here in the 8th inning. But you pointed it out about the lack of run support over the course of a season between the Atlantic League and now the PCL for Brady Raggio.
He's probably saying to himself, look, I changed sides of the country. Can somebody get some hits for me here? But nothing seems to work out. Erstad's going to lead it off. Probably will be his last at bat of the night.
Singleton scored in the first. He's grounded to short and popped up to Chad Tracy. So Erstad is 1 for 6 on this rehab in his second game. The one for Marshall in the pitch, and he misses low and away. A couple of years ago, Erstad, as a leadoff hitter, became the first player in Major League history to have 100 runs driven in as a leadoff batter. How many teams would take that for a 3 or 4 hitter as Aaron takes one low? Now, the previous record was 98 by Nomar. Here we go back to the Reds. 27 when he finished just a couple of RBI shy of that century mark. But not only driving and scoring 100 runs, so important for Darren Erstad. That pitch a little bit low. Scored 121 in 2000 to lead the league. This year, of course, has been frustrating with the injuries. He was part of the Angels contingent that went to the White House last Tuesday. Prior to Darren taking, and he sits on a strike, and he said President Bush called him by name. Erstad said, that's pretty cool. The most powerful man in the world knows your name. Well, Darren, it's not too bad for a guy from Jamestown, North Dakota. Walk into the Oval Office and say, hey, Prez, how you doing? The 3-1 is up and away. Ball 4. He'll walk to lead off the 8th inning. Now, Erstad, the media guy that I love, he was given the key to the offseason last year. Do you suppose you need a key to the town in Jamestown?
I think probably all the doors are unlocked.
I would think so. I could speak from experience back on the farm in Iowa. Same thought process applies.
Did you ever lock your doors?
Never. Even when you left for a couple of days. Here's Rob Quinlan. Swings and fouls one back to the screen for strike 1.
Well, your neighbor 2 miles down the road kept an eye on your house.
Sure, absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
The only concern was would the livestock get out, cause havoc, and that was a whole other story.
You didn't really have livestock, did you?
Oh, of course.
What'd you have?
Well, the big 2, cattle, hogs.
Yeah?
Yeah. See?
Beef cattle?
Yep.
Dairy cattle?
In fact, when the Sidewinders were in Iowa last year, we took a little side trip. Here's a swing and a foul back, and took Greg Barber, the L.A. boy, out to the farm in Iowa after a day game in Des Moines. A little bit of culture shock for the Sidewinders trainer, as you can imagine.
Those L.A. guys don't do too well on the farm a lot of times. Freaks them out a little bit.
Too quiet. Not enough people honking at you or yelling at you. Leadoff walk to Erstad here in the 8th. He will draw a throw and goes back in diving.
Spent my summers on a dairy farm growing up. Back in.
That's good living. Well, the Sidewinders have turned over a couple of double plays today. Let's see if they can't get another. Quinlan hits one on the ground to Wilson Arcana. He takes a fastball up and in from Lee. A ball and 2 strikes.
You know, we're into the 8th inning here. Darren Erstad is still in the game. We were told that he would probably play about 6 innings, get 3 at-bats, and then come out of the game much like he did last night. I wonder if go to Mike Brumley and say, you know, I'm ready to play. Leave me in there.
The 1-2 is down and away. Cressy can't locate it. It's between his feet. Finally, he does. Erstad doesn't advance. 2-2. Now, sometimes you see guys that try and accelerate that rehab a bit by showing the parent club they can play. And Erstad knows this is going to be a stretch of probably around a week. But I'm sure once you get back in the ball game atmosphere and you feel like everything's okay, you're thinking, as soon as I get my timing down, I'm ready to go. 2-2 is a bouncer to the right side. Kida going far to his left. Spins, fires to second for the force. Olsen tags the pillow, gets out of the way of Erstad. And it would have been much easier for Matt to go to first, but he went for the lead runner and retired Erstad 4-6. Good play.
Outstanding play by Cada. Out on the outfield grass, he jumped and made the spin and put a throw right on the money to Tim Olson to cut down that lead runner.
So here's Keith Johnson. Johnson is 0 for 2. He's hit into a double fly and also drove in the run with a sacrifice fly in the first. We were talking earlier about Brady's brother Craig, who was emailing us. There's a fastball down the middle to Keith Johnson. He mentioned something about the black curse. That's what he calls not being able to score runs when he's on the mound. The black curse. I like how that sounds. I just don't like how that plays out. 1-on-1 out, the 0-1 pitch. That was high as Cressy jumped up and then had to reach back for it.
I think somebody missed a sign. I have a feeling it was Marshall. A little bit lower, and Johnson may have taken a hack at that pitch.
He may have. Brad may have been the most surprised man in the ballpark. Cressy sets up inside this time. Ground ball down the third base line. This is foul. Rolling into the corner. I asked Andrew Good yesterday about the two doubles in the fourth inning. They were both on the chalk. I thought at least one was foul. Andrew thought, well, it certainly didn't look very good to me, but he said Chad Tracy didn't have a good look at it over a third. It was hard to tell, but that cost the Sidewinders a run, and they fell behind. Well, that time it was a 2-1 game, and then the Stingers. Tonight, 3-0 Salt Lake in the eighth. There's a soft ground ball hit to Olson. He's going to look to second, has to throw to first. Reaching is Martin in time to get Johnson. Well, Tim's been a very busy man at short. There's two gone as Quinlan goes to second. And that'll bring up Adam Riggs. Riggs is lined to third, grounded to short and single. Tucson in its eighth will have Olson, Tracy, and Martin. You know, we've been talking a lot about all the roster movement. It's hard not to with guys being released and traded and general call-ups. There was a note in the Omaha paper today talking about the same thing. Now, Omaha's 27-30. Tucson coming in at 24-30. Omaha, though, only 3.5 back over in that weak Central Division. They've gone through a stretch similar to what Tucson has as far as losing players. More on that in a second. Here's Marshall's pitch to Riggs. Slider down and away. In the course of 5 days, they've lost 3 of their best hitters and 2 of their best relief pitchers. And yet, they've won 4 in a row before today. So they have rallied in some senses and been able to put up the wins to start approaching 500. Riggs popped up, right side of the infield. Cada drifting out, calls off Martin, still drifting in the shallow right. Matt makes the catch in fair territory. That ball drifted on him. Retires Riggs and ends the inning. 1 walk, 1 left. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 3-0 Stingers.
Hey, Tucson, it's time to get in touch with your inner Sam at Famous Sam's, Tucson's original restaurant and sports bar. Famous Sam's has real fun, real food, and spirits to spare. Talk about eat fresh. Our oversized, overstuffed sandwiches are made from the highest quality meats, cheeses, and breads. Hey, and wouldn't fresh cut fries that come from actual potatoes be nice? Let's talk about burger royalty. Our half-pound burgers are really made your way. And if you're hungry after 10 p.m., don't sit in your car like a clown or red-headed stepchild. Famous Sam serves our entire menu until midnight. Come in, sit down, grab a brew, and shoot some pool anytime. We're not McMegacorp from Boston, Chicago, or New York. Famous Sam started in Tucson 40 years ago, and every Famous Sam's is locally owned and operated. We know what you want and when you want it, because, hey, Tucson, we're Tucson, too. Get in touch with your inner Sam at any one of Tucson's 12 Famous Sam's locations. Famous Sam's is Tucson's original restaurant and sports bar. Come in and get in touch with your inner Sam.
Attention all companies. Have you considered a Sidewinders baseball game for hospitality to entertain your clients, to increase sales, and to build customer loyalty? Why not an evening which combines a business meeting with your associates and parlay that into a baseball game? Imagine getting up to 125 of your best clients together in one place for a great evening of business and baseball. Oh, did we mention the excitement of Sidewinders baseball? Call the group department and ask us about luxury suites and corporate meeting possibilities at 434-1021. That's 434-1021. Call today.
Nextel Direct Connect to the bullpen brings on the lefty Mark Lukashevitz for the Stingers. Lukashevitz making his 17th appearance of the year. He's 1-0 with an ERA of 24. innings. He has given up 32 hits, 23 runs. They are all earned. He has struck out 21, walked 9. Opponents are hitting .320 against him, and he will replace Steve Green, who was phenomenal. A 3-hit shutout through 7 innings tonight.
New center fielder as well. Julio Ramirez replaces Erstad. Tucson sends up Olson, Tracy here in the bottom of the 8th. Lukashevitz, born in Jersey City, New Jersey, now lives in Clay, New York. Came up with the Blue Jays organization. LUKASIEWICZ. Kids on SportsCenter as a spelling bee to attack that one sometime in about the 20th round.
Is that thing over with yet?
It's like the College World Series. Here's Olson. Tim takes one upstairs. Tim had a bunt single in the first. He's 1 for 3. Green on his night had 94 pitches. And Tucson did not score against him. Olson hits that a mile in the air in the infield. Johnson and Harrison are there. It's the third baseman Johnson in on the grass making the catch, and there's one away. Tucson went 10 innings last night without scoring. They're on their way to 18 consecutive innings without a run if they cannot score here in the 8th. You hit slumps every so often in the course of a season. Well, Tucson is certainly in one. For Chad, a bit of a slump for him as well. 0 for 3, and there'll be no better time for Chad or the Sidewinders to come out of this than right here. But now one away in the bottom of the 8th. Sidewinders had a brief team meeting before the game yesterday as Tracy looks at a breaking ball for a strike. He thought it was inside over the inside corner. Just a matter of, playing hard and trying to put up some wins somehow. Here's the 0-1, and that's outside to Tracy. Now, we've talked about Memphis' struggles for a long time. They're 18 and 38. When Tom Spencer got back after being in Tucson for a couple of days for his daughter's graduation, he asked his team to do 5 things. As Tracy takes a high strike at the belt, he said, for one, make every at-bat count, excel at situational hitting, make the routine play, throw accurately, and pick up the garbage runs. Here's the 1-2 to Chad. He waits for one, grounds one foul, wide at first. Situational hitting has kind of been a nemesis, and obviously it's accentuated anytime you're in a slump. You just don't have that many opportunities to score. Tucson's doing better team plays and the accurate throws, but picking up garbage runs has been tough because picking up runs has not been easy.
Hey, you have to score the regular runs before you can worry about picking up the garbage.
Tracy tomahawks a pitch right to the second baseman. Durrington makes the play, and 2 quick outs in the 8th. Carlos Tosca with Toronto tried something similar. He did this back at spring training, though. It wasn't an in-season meeting, and he said, I want to break down the season for the guys. In other words, he said 27 for the 27 Yankees, F-15-15, 4 games to win the World Series. I'll explain that in a second. Here's Billy Martin. Pitch on the way to him. Fastball in for a strike. 27 meant that the Major League teams play 27 games a month for 6 months. The number 15, he was shooting for 15 wins a month. As Martin takes one down low. And 4, he wants 4 wins per week. The number of wins it takes to win a World Series. Number of wins he wants in a week. There's a strike over the outside corner. Carlos Delgado has played for 5 managers during his days with. He can't remember a manager breaking down a season into weeks and months. 1-2 to Martin is in the dirt, 2-2, and whatever they're doing over at Toronto, it seems to be working. They are really starting to make a race of it in the East.
Yeah, they are red hot right now. They just got done sweeping the Boston. Talked a lot about tonight. In fact, Toronto today, if I'm not mistaken, was down 6-0 in that game to Boston and came back to win.
2-2 to Billy Martin. He drives that in the air to center field. Ramirez can watch this one sail off the very top of the batter's eye. That double would have traveled about 440 feet. It hit about 39 feet up on that 40 center field, and it to the right. Boy, Martin can't hit a ball any further, and that goes for a double.
Billy Martin is standing on second base, looking out of that batter's eye, saying, "You got to be kidding me." Probably never hit a ball harder in his life, and he doesn't get a home run out of it.
Another couple of feet. That ball sails to the very back of the chain link. A couple of feet above, it clears the monster. Here's Brian Gordon, 0 for 3 today, facing the left-hander Lucas Shevitz, and he looks at one down and away. Well, that would have been one way to get off the schneid and break the shutout attempt, but it comes with 2 away, and now Gordon will have to get a hit. That's Tucson's first extra base hit in the game, and Lucas Shevitz misses in the dirt. Left-hander Steve Neal waiting on deck. Bottom of the 8th. 3-0 Stingers. Boy, Martin just absolutely crushed that baseball. There's a jumping castle to the right of the batter's eye, and that may have been in jeopardy. A 2-0 to Gordon. Swings and fouls it back to the top of the screen for a strike. Every year you see about 3 balls maybe go over that batter's eye. Last year the first to do so was Chris Capuano. Still talking about Franklin had a walk-off homer in the 12th inning over that batter's eye. Pretty impressive. 2-1 to Brian Gordon. He ropes one fair down the right field line into the corner. This will score Martin easily. Gordon's going to race for second. He may continue. He'll round and slam on the brakes and hold right there. An RBI double. It's a 3-1 game. And after struggling offensively, back-to-back missiles off the bat of Martin and Gordon. And now a long one from Steve Neal would tie the game. And Steve is 1 for 2 with a walk, and what a good piece of hitting by Gordon against the left-hander Lucas Shevitz to yank.
Blasted bat against side fastball, pulled his hands in and hit it too far down the right field line. It curved foul. That time he was able to keep it fair, and I think you had a good description of it, a missile down that line.
Here comes the pitching coach, Rich Bombard, out to the mound. Right-hander up in the Stingers bullpen, but no doubt Lucas Shevitz would stay on to face the left-hander Neal. Pitcher throwing for the Stingers in the bullpen has his elbow wrapped up a bit. Kind of an odd look for a pitcher. Looks like that's Serrano who threw last night. Last night in that 11-inning game, the Stingers used 5 pitchers. The Tucson Sidewinders used 5. One of those took a ball off his shoulder. Here's Neal. Looks at one right down the middle for a strike. The other, Valverde, pitched in the 9th in San Diego today. Struck out all 3 batters, walked 2, gave up a home run. Interesting outing for Jose's major league debut. The 0-1 to Neal. He tries to check. Did he offer? No. And the count 1-1. 3-1 Stingers here in the bottom of the 8th. Base hit makes this a 1-run game. A long one would tie the game. Neal's gone almost 70 at-bats without a homer. Swings and misses out in front. Lucas Shevitz, good job pulling the string. And it's 1-2 to Steve Neal. Fans making a little bit of noise, hoping Tucson can find some 2-out magic here in the bottom of the 8th. Lucas Shevitz sit at the belt, the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, foul, wide at first, down into the corner. Neal hit a home run at Tucson Electric Park for his 4th. You have to go back to the early portions of the third. Was in the middle. 2 offering. Little slow ground ball back to the mound. Speared by Lucas Shevitz. Lobs one to the first baseman, Nieves. Neal retired, inning over. Couple of doubles for the Sidewinders. They get on the board, but they also strand a man. We go to the 9th, 3-1, Salt Lake.
It's the playoffs, man. This tailgate party better be good.
Hey, relax, dude. I have people. People in jumbo prawn platters, drink delivery, giant foam hats, tattoos. I have people who take and run with it.
This is the QuestX Yellow Pages, the place to find your people. These are the products that make it happen. In the book, online, on CD-ROM, and on wireless. This is QuestX.
Wow, where'd you find a head shaver who makes house calls?
Take a trip back in time every Tuesday for Toros Tuesdays at Tucson Electric Park. To celebrate 35 years of AAA baseball in the Old Pueblo, the Tucson Sidewinders will wear Toros uniforms. Tuffy the Toro will also be at the ballpark, as well as special prices on programs, peanuts, popcorn, and more. The actual game-worn Toros uniforms will be given away on August 9th. For more information on Tucson Toros or any Sidewinders home game, call 434-1021. That's 434-1021.
Hi, I'm Tom Moore.
And I'm Ian Hunter.
Join us for On the Money weekday mornings right here on KTKT.
On the Money is a jumpstart to your business day from Bloomberg Radio.
We cover business headlines, breaking news, news from overseas markets, investment tips, and we preview the day ahead.
Backed by 850 reporters in 77 bureaus worldwide, if it's happening in the world of business, it's happening on Bloomberg Radio.
Join us for On the Money weekday mornings from 5 to 6 a.m.
on 990 KTKT, your information station.
Sidewinders injury report brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield. We were talking about Valverde last inning making his Major League debut. Well, because Matt Manti and Mike on the disabled list for Arizona, they were scrolling through the names of the players on the DL today on television when David DeLuca and Cintron slid into him with his knee, and they needed that extra time of an injury to roll through everybody in order to put up all the names, and hopefully that is it. And hopefully both Arizona and Tucson can start to get more healthy. Right now, Tucson needs some runs. They plated one on the bottom of the 8th, but they're trailing 3-1 as the Stingers bat in the 9th. Wesson, Nieves, and Gregorio against Marshall.
What do you think was going through Al Padrique's head today when he saw David DeLucci go down?
I know exactly what went through his head. He was in his office, and he picked up the phone and called Greg Barber and said, "Turn your cell phone off. I don't want any more phone calls." Here's Barry Wesson, and Marshall misses down and away. Boy, the bat phone's been ringing overtime here in the month of May and now June. When that rings, it very rarely brings good news. Here's the 1-0 to Wesson. That ball laced in the alley to left center field. This is trouble. It is going to roll towards the Desert Diamond sign. Ramirez giving chase. Wesson around second, holds there with a double. And some of the hardest hit balls of the night have come here in the last inning or so. Stingers can run. They scored in the 8th by quickly scoring here in the 9th.
And that's the last thing the Sidewinders need, is to go out and get a run, finally break this drought, and then give it right back here at the top of the 9th.
And the batter will be Will Nieves, who's 0 for 3. A couple of groundouts to who else? Tim Olson has been a very busy man tonight. Quick conversation between Chad Tracy and Lee Marshall. Marshall on in relief in the second inning after Raju went 7-9. More than likely, the Stingers will run out the new pitcher in the bottom of the 9th inning. Olson trying to keep Wesson close to the bag at second. Here's the pitch on the way. Ground ball softly hit by the mound. Nobody's covering first. Knocking it down is Martin. Looks to first. Has no play. And Nieves will reach. Billy went so far to his right that nobody was covering first. He may have taken his eye off the ball to find Marshall, and then the ball rolled out of his glove. And Wesson to third. With Billy probably had time to go to the bag and let Cada charge. E3. Runners at the corners. Here's Gregorio. Drove in the last. Stingers run in the 4th with a fielder's choice. There was a runner at third and one out. There's a runner at third and first. Nobody out in the 9th. Infield playing about halfway. Breaking ball for a strike inside corner. Tomorrow will be the 3rd game of the series, but Tucson's in danger of losing its 5th straight. Coming in 6 games below 500. No balls and a strike for Gregorio. He chased one that was outside on the appeal. Appeal did Kevin Kelly. Jimmy Horton said it's a strike, and that was almost a full swing. So the count is 0-2, and now Lee can think about a strikeout. Again, the middle infielders halfway. The corners are even with their bags. The 0-2 stand in the dirt, knocked down by Cressy. Runners do not try and advance. 3-1 Stingers in the ninth. Three runs, 8 hits for the Stingers, 1 run, 5 hits now, a couple of errors for the Sidewinders. Two strikes to Gregorio. Adonis Harrison waits on deck. The one and the pitch, hit back and on a play, first base side, back towards the concourse area. Ben had the glove on. He was running on the concourse and decided to take it on the bounce. And it's not a good thing when you got the glove. Better catch it on the fly, or that's going to bounce for a while.
Just go ahead and dive for it.
Yeah, why not?
What's a little scrape?
1 ball, 2 strikes again. Marshall set. Here's the pitch. Fisted slowly right to the second baseman, Cada. He's going to fire home. Here's the throw to Cressy. Out at the plate. Good toss by Cada to erase Wesson. 1 gone. That time, Matt got some redemption.
Well, and Wesson that time beat the throw, but Cressy did block the plate for sure, and Wesson slid right into him. That let Brad bring the tag down and record the out.
4-2 goes the flag. 1 away. Nieves at second. Gregorio at first. He's hit into an 8-3 double play and also walked. This is the only game in the Pacific Coast League or the majors that has not gone final yet. Sunday night in Tucson. The baseball world waits on Tucson on a Sunday night. Harrison swings and fouls one out of play. Third base side. Those folks at Sports Center probably not waiting for the television highlights though, so it's okay. They probably already put baseball tonight to bed. Couple of guys on with 1 away. Durrington on deck. Durrington has 3 of the 13 hits in this game. Marshall set away from the body of the Leonards. The pitch over but low. A fastball missing. 2-1. 4,077 the attendance tonight. Mariachi Mondays tomorrow. Toros Tuesday. The next 2 games of the series. Capuano again throws tomorrow against Chris Buchek. TBA on Tuesday for the Sidewinders. He's gotten a lot of starts this year. Here's the 1-1 to Harrison. Line drive into left center. This is trouble. It'll fall in for a hit. Scoring is Nieves. Gregorio to third. Harrison races in a second with a double. 4-1 Stingers. And after retiring Wesson at the plate, Nieves, who reached on the air, scores on the 2-base hit. And now 2 men in scoring position for Durrington. Durrington has 3 hits, hit into a 6-3 double play back in the 7th. Diamondbacks got a win today. Edgar Gonzalez picked up his first win, not even 21 years old. He's probably back in his Phoenix hotel room celebrating by now with that short charter flight from San Diego to Arizona. A chance to get his 4th hit. He takes a fast strike. Big day for the other Gonzo. It was the Gonzo Sunday. Luis Gonzalez got his 12th home run. Edgar Gonzalez got his first win. And Gonzo, I think, the Louis Gonzo had 5 runs driven in. 0-1 to Durrington. Fastball just missing inside. A ball and a strike.
I noticed Edgar had the E. Gonzalez on his jersey, but Luis didn't have to go with the L. Gonzalez today.
The privileges of being one of the stars, I guess, on the team. Infield remains in. The 1-1 to Durrington. A fist job out of play. First base side. Back on the concourse. Alex Cintron drove in a couple of runs. 1 for Bautista's slowly coming along. He had 3 hits. Mark Race got to start at first base instead of Overpay today. Even Edgar Gonzalez 1 for 2, a hit, and he scored a run. Gregorio at third, Harrison at second. The 1-2 pitch to Durrington. Down low, backhanded nicely. A snow cone job by Cressy. 2-2.
That base hit keeps Edgar perfect. Remember, he got a single in his AAA debut here at Tucson Electric Park.
Yes, he did. Surrendered a home run on the very first inning, as did Valverde, but after that, things worked out quite nicely for Edgar. Youngest player in the majors, younger than Jeremy Bonderman by 4 months. The 2-2 curve, a little blooper down the right field line. It will curve, it'll go foul. Rolling into the corner. Ryan Gordon will have to go and retrieve. We mentioned Seattle beat Minnesota 9-5. The Mariners keep on rolling. Edgar Martinez at his 14th homer. Brett Boone is 15th. Boy, it's something else when you go into the Metrodome, you sweep a series. You set yourself up for some maybe postseason bragging rights should those two teams meet again.
That's not easy to do, to go into that dungeon and sweep a series.
I would agree.
Man, Seattle is just playing some tremendous baseball right now. Minnesota was on fire. They had won something like 17 of 22 or 18 of 23 before the Mariners got in there and swept a 4-game series from them.
Boy, Durrington really battling against Lee Marshall. Sunday night game went to the Mets over the Braves 10-4 tonight. Marshall ready, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Durrington 1 after 1 off the outside corner. A strikeout, 2 gone. The infield can retreat to regular depth. And here's Julio Ramirez hitting for the first time. He came on defensively last inning for Darren Erstad. Erstad 1 for 3, a single to walk. He scored a run.
Been to the Metrodome in your baseball travels?
I have, a couple of times. Did you see that they put their PA announcer in their Hall of Fame today?
I got the email you sent me. That was very nice of you to keep me informed.
Fastball a little bit low. Well, I thought I would send that to you since you were talking about his many mispronunciations, and that's what the article kind of centered on. And for some reason, the fans love him.
I guess maybe we should start doing that. Just mispronounce everybody's name, and it'll be cute, I guess.
The 1-0 pitch, line to right. Gordon back, reaches above his head and holds it in. A running grab by Bryan to end the ninth. Stingers get an unearned run on a couple of hits. There was an error. They strand 2. Last chance for the Sidewinders coming up. 4-1, Salt Lake.
Health insurance? I can't afford health insurance for my employees. Oh, yes, you can. When was the last time you looked at Blue Cross Blue Shield? We have a plan called Blue Preferred. 6 options to fit practically any size budget. So, yes, you can afford health insurance. You have so many of the features people want in their health plan today. For instance, you can see any doctor you want, including the over 6,100 physicians in the Blue Preferred network. You even have a level of benefits if you receive covered services from a doctor outside the network. Also, Blue Preferred has plans that give you coverage for most PPO office visits, even if you haven't met your annual deductible yet. Can you afford health? More to the point, considering the huge costs of a major illness or injury, can you afford not to have health insurance? Call your insurance broker or Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona about our different plans for different budgets. An independent licensee of the Blue Cross Blue Shield Association.
A fun-filled fiesta season with the American Southwest Electric Park with Mariachi Monday on Sidewinders home games. School and community-based mariachi groups will compete for prizes. Mariachi Mondays promises to be one of the most colorful and exciting pregame and in-game activities with the Tucson Sidewinders. Mariachi music and baseball make a great combination at Mariachi Mondays this season at Tucson Electric Park.
Well, it's a safe situation for the Stingers here in the bottom of the ninth, but they will not bring on their closer, Bart Mianich. Instead, they will turn things over to Derek Turnbow for the 11th time this season. The righty is 0-1 with an ERA of 10.64. He's worked just 11 innings, given up 21 hits, 13 runs. They're all earned, 9 strikes. Opponents are hitting .396 against him.
Turnbow will face Cressy, DeVore, and Ramirez, the 7, 8, and 9 batters. 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Stingers. 1 run, 5 hits, and 2 errors for the Sidewinders. And right now, the starters are the pitchers of record. Green could win for the 5th time against 2 defeats. See what Turnbow can do against Cressy. Brad hit by a pitch in the 4th. He singled back in the 7th. Turnbow, the third pitcher of the night for the Stingers. And of Union City, Tennessee, Rule 5 Major League draft pick back in December of '99. Spent the entire 2000 season with Anaheim. Pitched in 24 games. We were talking about the Rule 5 a lot when Portland came to town. They had DeHaan and Mendez and at least one other player. We mentioned it's much easier with a pitcher to be a Rule 5 pick because you can bring him in those garbage games. It's tough to get a position player enough at bats to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, when you're a pitcher, you can just sit around in the bullpen and wait for those garbage games, the 10-4s, things like that you can come in and or working on the other end when you're getting blown out, just let them hang out.
Pitch on the way to Cressy. He drives that in the air to right field. This one's headed for the berm, and it is way out of here. Up on the hill. Cressy hits his fourth of the year. And it's a 4-2 game. Boy, Brad has hammered a couple of shots the other way at Tucson Electric Park. Turnbow trying to get ahead of him, and Brad ripped one high up on the hill. 44th home run of the season for the Sidewinder.
Good to see Cressy come through. He's been hitting the ball hard the last couple of weeks and hasn't had a lot to show for it.
Here's Doug DeVore, first pitch strike at the knees. Doug is 0 for 2 with a walk. He was hitless until the ninth yesterday, and he had a triple to left center field. One base runner brings the tying run of the play. That pitch above the belt. How big now is that unearned run the Stingers scored in the top of the ninth? Turnbow came up in the before that Rule 5 selection. 25 years old is Turnbow. Fans making a little bit of noise here in the bottom of the ninth. They'll run in the bank, nobody out. 2-1 on the way to DeVore. Roller softly hit right to the first baseman, Nieves. He'll shovel to Turnbow covering in time for the added first, 1 away. Sidewinders got a run on the 8th. A run home here in the 9th with the Sidewinders down to their final 2 outs. Here comes Ramirez. Danny is 0 for 3 and 1 for 13 with the Sidewinders. From the stretch with no one on. Big leg kick, fires a pitch that's grounded softly to the shortstop Harrison. Goes down low to get it, throws on the run. Good play, 2 away. And just like that, the Sidewinders are down to their final out, and here comes Matt Cada. Matt is 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. Began the game hitting .290. Last year, Turnbow had to battle through some injuries. Fractured right forearm sustained during the previous season in Arkansas in 2001. He's on trying to pick up the save here in the bottom of the ninth, and he misses low to Cada. Base is empty, 2 outs. The one to Matt way inside, almost hit him on the foot. He had to jump out of the way. If Cada would reach to prolong the game, Tim Olson waits on deck. Four to 2, Salt Lake, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. No strikes to Mac. Turnbow's pitch right down the middle for a strike. Turnbow gives you a lot to look at with that very quick delivery and that big, awkward leg kick. Feet close together as he comes set near his face. The 2-1 pitch to Cada. He rips that to left center. Ramirez may not get there. He's going to go into a dive and can't make the play, and it rolls behind him all the way to the wall. Cada may have a chance to circle him. He's going to race around third and slam on the brakes. A triple to left center field. Ramirez went for the out. Cada got extra bases. Only Ramirez's good speed to make up and find that baseball and allowed Cada to keep from going for an inside the Parker. And that'll bring up Tim Olson. Jim is 1 for 4 tonight.
Boy, it looked for a brief second like he was going to get that inside the park home run. I think Ramirez just got enough of his glove on it to keep it from rolling all the way to the fence.
Good point. Sidewinders still down to their final out, along with Noah tied the game. Olson takes one outside. Tim has 2 home runs this year. Both have come on the road. 1 in Tacoma, 1 in Las Vegas. Right now, he'd take a hit to placate it and keep this 9th inning alive for Chad Tracy, who's on deck. The 1-0 to Olson. 2-0. Stingers have some more activity going in their bullpen. Another right-hander beginning to throw, and this could be Mianic working. 4 runs, 9 hits for the Stingers, 2 runs on 7 hits for the Sidewinders. Cressy started this inning with a home run. DeVore and Ramirez softly ground the triple to left center. Olson ahead of the count, 2-0. The swing of the pitches he has a chance to do something with. Gregorio sets the target. Here's the pitch from Turnbow. Swing and a foul into the glove of Gregorio. Strike 1. Sidewinders had some late inning opportunities yesterday, and they fell short as the Stingers won 3-2 in the 11th inning. Sidewinders need at least a couple of hits to make things really interesting in the bottom of the 9th tonight, trailing by 2. Kate at third, the 2-1 pitch. Hit in to get a right center field. A long run for Ramirez. He may get it back into the alley. The right fielder Wesson on the track makes the catch and ends the game. And the Stingers win it tonight, 4-2. In the 9th, the Sidewinders get a run on 2 hits, and they strand a man. So our final totals tonight look like this. For the Stingers, 4 runs, 9 hits. No errors, 7 left on. For Tucson, 2 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, 9 stranded. Green the winner, 5-2. Raggio the loser, 0-1. Turnbow picks up the save, his first. Cressy hit his 4th home run. A game played tonight in 2 hours, 32 minutes in front of 4,077. 5 in a row. They are 24-31. When we return, Ryan will have a look around the Pacific Coast League and the majors in our Sidewinders scoreboard show brought to you by the Tanca Verde Apartments. We'll do that after this on AM 990 KTKT.
Sidewinders Baseball on AM 990 KTKT is brought to you by Budget Car Sales, Famous Sam's, Jiffy Lube, Nextel, Mueller & Associates, Explorer Newspapers, Quick Mart, Sedona Springs, El Campo Tires, Copper Country Construction, Alpha Graphics, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Tobacco Freeways, Jim Click, Worldwide Travel, Citizens Transfer, the Paul Ash Management Company and the Tanca Verde Apartments, Geico, and Desert Diamond Casino. Stay tuned. The Sidewinders Scoreboard Show brought to you by the Tanca Verde Apartments is up next.
One price used car sale.
And that price is $99.95 or just $149 a month for your choice of over 25 vehicles.
Only $99.95 or just $149 a month. Get you everything from a 2000 Nissan Altima to a 2001 Ford Focus.
A 99 Mercury Sable to a 2000 Dodge Stratus.
A 95 Ford F-250 to a 98 F-150.
A 96 Explorer to a 98 Honda Civic.
A 2002 Mitsubishi Galant to a 2002 Saturn SL Coupe.
A 2001 Ford Ranger to a 95 Isuzu Rodeo.
At Jim Click Ford's one price used car sale, they're all only $99.95 or just $149 a month.
And for a limited time, call a free TV just for taking a test drive.
Only at Jim Click Ford Used Cars, 22nd and Wilmot.
All prices and payments plus tax and license payments OAC with 25% down at 6.99% for 60 months.
Welcome to the Sidewinders Scoreboard Show, presented by the Tanca Verde Apartments. You'll always find a winning deal when you join the home team at Tanca Verde. Stay tuned for scores from around the Pacific Coast League and the majors, in addition to a recap of tonight's Sidewinders game.
We're back here at Tucson Electric Park where the Sidewinders fall tonight, their 5th straight defeat. This one by a score of 4-2. To Salt Lake. Let's take a look around the majors today. Everything is final. We'll begin in the National League with the Diamondbacks beat San Diego 10-4. Edgar Gonzalez the win, his first big league victory. Peavy the loss. He's 4-5. Luis Gonzalez, his 12th home run. Rondell White, number 10 for the Padres. Mark Loretta hit his 4th. Loretta's came off of Jose Valverde in the 9th inning. Other finals today from around the National League. Montreal and Philadelphia played a doubleheader. The Phillies swept it. They won game 1 4-3. Wolf over Hernandez Mesa, his 14th save. Will Cordero, his 5th for the Expos. Fernando Tatis, his 2nd. Game 2 also goes the way of Philadelphia. That one by a score of 4-1. Myers over Smith. Mesa, his 15th save. Callaway, his 3rd home run for the Expos. Other finals today in the National League. Cincinnati beat Florida 9-6. Sullivan the win, Pavano the loss. Williamson saved number 13. Sean Casey hit his 6th home run for the Reds. St. Louis beat Pittsburgh 5-4. Klein the winner, Beimel the loser. Jeff Becerro picked up save number 3. Craig Wilson his 3rd home run for the Pirates. Jack Wilson his 4th. J.D. Drew number 6 for St. Louis. Houston beat Chicago today by a score of 9-3. That was Robertson over Kerry Wood. Berkman and Ensberg home runs for the Stros. Eric Karras his 5th for the Cubs. Giants blank Colorado 4-0 at Pac-Bell Park. Reeder over Brewers 4 and the Dodgers 3. DeRocher beat Moda. DeJean his 12th save. Richie Sexton number 17 for the Brew Crew. Helms his 8th. Brian Jordan hit number 4 for L.A. And it was the Mets beating Atlanta 10-4. Leiter over Grabowski. Mark DeRosa number 4 for the Braves. Jeremy Burnett number 7 for the Mets. In the American League today, Cleveland beat the White Sox 5-4 in 10 innings. Boyd over Koch. Jimenez, his 5th home run of the year for the Pale Hose. It was the Yankees beating Detroit 10-9 in 17 innings. The Yankees went ahead on Alfonso Soriano's home run in the top of the 17th. They scored one more run to take a 10-8 lead. Detroit came back and scored one in the bottom of the 17th, but that was it. They lose 10-9. David Wells, the winner in relief. He's 7-2. Steve Sparks, the knuckleballer, takes the loss. He's 0-2. Juan Acevedo picked up his 6th save. Todd Zeal, Derek Jeter, Jorge Posada, Alfonso Soriano. Home runs for the Yankees. Gene Kingsale hit his 1st for the Tigers. Roger Clemens fails in his 2nd bid to get his 300th victory. Toronto beat Boston by a score of 11-8. It was 6-0 Red Sox at one point in this game before the Blue Jays came back. Roy Halladay improved to 7-2 with the win. White the loss. He's 0-1. Amazingly, no home runs in the game. Anaheim beat Tampa Bay 9-4. Seeley over Reyes. Jeff Devannon a couple of home runs for the Angels. He now has 4. Hall his 4th of the season for Tampa. Baltimore beat Texas 5-4. Sidney Ponson the win. He's 7-3. Cordero the loss. He's 2-5. Jorge Julio his 14th save. Alex Rodriguez number 16 for the Rangers. Melvin Mora hit his 8th for Baltimore. Oakland beat Kansas City 6-4. Bradford the win. DeHart the loss. Keith Folk his 14th save. Eric Chavez and Eric Burns home runs for the A's. Number 10 for Chavez, number 5 for Burns. And Seattle continues to roll. They beat Minnesota 9-5. A 6-run first inning is all the Mariners would need to make a winner of Freddie Garcia. Rogers took the loss. He's 4-2. Edgar Martinez and Brett Boone homer for the Mariners, number 14 and 15 respectively. A.J. Pierzynski, Jones, and Ford home runs for Minnesota. We'll pause just a second here while we get the PCL scores from tonight. All the games have gone final around the PCL. And we'll get those for you momentarily as soon as I figure out how to work the computer. There it is. Beautiful thing when it works. Finals from around the PCL. Omaha beat Nashville 5-1. Hernandez over Figueroa. Brito and Ike Baiani home runs for the Royals. Oklahoma beat Colorado Springs 7-4. Mayhay over Smith. Ellis his 2nd save. Kevin Mensch hit a home run for the Redhawks. Edmonton beat Memphis 8-5. Drew over Ryan. Manning the save. Luis Rodriguez a home run for the Redbirds. Bo Hart hit one as well. Jeremy Ware hit his 1st for the Trappers. Sacramento wins again 6-4. Tacoma came up with 3 in the 9th, but it wasn't enough. Castillo beats Anderson. Lockwood and Esteban Herman home runs for Sacramento. Jacques Landry hit his 7th of the year for Tacoma. Fresno shut out Albuquerque 5-0. Powell over Bergman. Vegas beat Portland 2-1. All the runs in that game came in the 8th inning as Lorraine beats Perez. Collier his 11th save. In 11 innings, New Orleans beat Iowa 1-0. Gallo over Norton. And that's that on the PCL scoreboard. Sidewinder Scoreboard Show is brought to you by the Tanque Verde Apartments. Run online at paul-mgt.com and click on the Tanque Verde icon or call 886-8469. You'll always get the complete package at Tanque Verde, where residents ranked us #1 in 2003. When we come back to Tucson Electric Park, Brett and I will recap tonight's game, including highlights. That's next on AM 990 KTKT.
Hi, this is Sherry Espinoza, Community Manager at the Tanque Verde Apartments. Find out how easy it is to rent a luxury studio, 1- or 2-bedroom apartment here at Tanque Verde.
And the living is good at Tanque Verde. Rent now and move in for as low as $60 when you ask for the Sidewinder Special, which includes free air conditioning at Tanque Verde. You will enjoy 2 resort-like pools, tennis, fully equipped fitness center, library, and private movie theater, all in a multi-million-dollar recreation center. Find out why Tanque Verde has been named best by residents in 2003.
We'll treat you right at Tanque Verde. Our staff is specially trained to serve your needs. We offer the complete package, which guarantees the finest apartment living in Tucson. Join the home team today. With our great prices, these apartments are renting quick.
Call Tanque Verde at 886-8469 or rent online at paulashmgt.com and click on the Tanque Verde icon. Professionally managed by Paul Ash Management and Equal Housing Opportunity.
Sidewinders fall to loss. They fall to the Stingers 4-2. Tucson last night got 2 runs early and then did not score again tonight. They didn't score into the 8th and got another run of the 9th, but Steve Green, 7 scoreless innings, and by the time he left the game, the Stingers had more than enough runs to win. They had 3 for him and won the game 4-2.
Steve Green was outstanding tonight. Shutout ball, only gave up 3 hits against the Sidewinders, but this offense just continues to struggle. I mean, these guys are having a real tough time trying to find a way to get some runs across. They finally did it in the 8th inning, then got one more in the 9th on a Cressy home run, but kind of too little too late at that point, and I think you mentioned it a little bit earlier in the game, that your offense starts to struggle, and then that can have an adverse effect on your pitching staff, who tries to throw a shutout every time they go out. Your offense also struggles. They're trying to put up so many runs. They start pressing, and things just get worse. So important for the Sidewinders, even though things are going badly right now. Just relax, keep playing their game. Hopefully things will turn around.
Stingers did get those 2 runs in the 1st inning. Then in the 4th, Harry Wesson was at third with 1 away, and Tom Gregorio was the batter.
Well on the way, there's a ground ball to second. Runner's going to come home. Kane is coming there as well. The throw is not in time. He beat the tag. Scoring from third is Weston. It's 3-0 Salt Lake, and Brad Cressy can't believe it. He thought he had the plate blocked.
Well, that did make it 3-0, and again, the Stingers would outscore again into the 9th when they had an unearned run. Tucson got on the board in the 8th inning. Billy Martin had maybe the longest double you could possibly hit up off that batter's eye in center. Brian Gordon would follow with an RBI double in the right field corner. Again, that made it a 3-1 game. Stingers scored a run of the 9th to make it a 4-1 contest. Brad Cressy led off the bottom of the 9th and got Tucson closer.
I'll just let him hang out.
Pitch on the way to Cressy. He drives out in the air to right field. This one's headed for the berm, and it is way out of here. Up on the hill. Cressy hits his 4th of the year. And it's a 4-2 game. Matt Cato would triple with 2 outs, but Tim Olson flied out to the warning track in right field to end the game, and the Stingers had the win. And now Tucson needs to find a way with Chris Capuano going to the mound tomorrow to get a W, break this skid.
Yeah, 7 games under 500 now for the Sidewinders, and their 4th straight loss. I said 5th before I gave the scores, but 4th straight loss for the Sidewinders, and now 14 games back of Sacramento in that South Division. Capuano goes out to the mound tomorrow. He's one of the best pitchers the Sidewinders have. I guess you just hope you get a real quality outing from him, and maybe, just maybe, as you said a little bit earlier in the game, the Sidewinders will get that elusive, big offensive inning and maybe give Chris some runs to work with.
Well, tonight, final totals again. The Stingers 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 7 left on. For the Sidewinders, 2 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, 9 stranded. Green the winner, 5-2. The loser, Raggio, 0-1. Turnbow his first save. Cressy his 4th homer. A game of 2 hours, 32 minutes in front of 4,077. The Stingers are now 26-29. Tucson 24-31. Sidewinder Scoreboard Show has been presented by the Tanque Verde Apartments. You'll always find a winning deal when you join the home team at Tanque Verde. Thank you to them, the Paul Ash Management Company, and all of our sponsors that make Sidewinders baseball possible all season long here at AM 990. The executive producer of Sidewinders Radio is Justin Levy. Our engineer, Julie Verrock, and for Ryan Rackey, I'm Brett Tolan. Saying thanks for listening. Again, our next broadcast tomorrow night, 6:15 for the Naughton's On Deck Show with the Stingers. First pitch set for 6:30. Once again, our final score, Salt Lake 4, Tucson 2. Good night, everyone. You have been listening to Sidewinders Baseball on AM 990 KTKT.
This has been the Sidewinders Scoreboard Show, presented by the Tanque Verde Apartments. You'll always find a winning deal when you join the home team at Tanque Verde. Sidewinders Baseball can be heard all season long, home and away, on AM 990 KTKT.
This is AM 990 KTKT. We now join CNN Headline News in progress.